15 seconds to air. Stand by, all cameras.
Ready with slow motion and isolated cameras.
Stand by, videotape, and roll tape.
The tape is rolling in less than 5, in 3, 2, 1.
Take tape.
From San Diego Stadium, San Diego, California, on a perfect night for football, it's the San Diego Chargers and the St. Louis Cardinals. And NFL Monday Night Football is brought to you by the two-bladed razor. Gillette introduced the world's first razor with two separate blades, the new Gillette Track 2 twin-bladed cartridge shaving system. And by Mercury, where better ideas make better cars. It's as simple as that. Mercury makes better cars at the sign of the cat.
Hello again, everyone. I'm Howard Cosell. Welcome to another Monday night of NFL football. The Chargers against the Cardinals. Two teams, quite frankly, without any vestige left of championship pretensions, but two teams with a number of individual standouts, and we hope they'll produce an exciting and entertaining evening of NFL football for you. A quick reminder, at halftime, in the wake of yesterday's upsets and excitement, these games. First, the highlights, New Orleans and San Francisco. Second, the Washington Redskins against the Chicago Bears. Third, the Jets against the Baltimore Colts. Fourth, the Giants against the Falcons. And fifth, Bob Greasy out of the hospital. Miami's amazing comeback against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now to tonight's game, the Chargers against the Cardinals. Who better for a compelling analysis of the greatness of the Cardinals on this Smile Week in San Diego, but Don Meredith wearing his smile button. Dandy?
Thank you a lot, Howard. Anything might help. Things have not gone that well in St. Louis this year. We were in St. Louis earlier, and the whole town was expecting a big season from the Cardinals. One of the reasons it has not gone well is the Cardinals have not lived up to their preseason expectations as one of the powerful offensive teams in the league. Their quarterback situation has been tough. They've had ups and downs. They've used one and then another. This has been a situation all over the league. They've had trouble finding quarterbacks. But in St. Louis, it's been between Jim Hart and Pete Beathard. Tonight, Jim Hart will start. Jim Hart has had some great football games in his career with the Cardinals, and you can't always blame the quarterback for lack of efficiency on offense. But Jim has not had one of his finer years this year, but they still have the same people in the backfield in the offensive line. MacArthur Lane, who last year was one of the really amazing success stories in the National Football League. This year, the longest run from scrimmage the St. Louis Cardinals have is 22 yards. That one is by MacArthur Lane. MacArthur Lane last year had several runs from scrimmage of over 50 yards. So what is it? Is it the potential of the back? The offensive line is not blocking? Is the quarterback calling the wrong plays? It's pretty hard to say any of those things, and yet it could be a combination of all of them. All the same people are still there on offense, so maybe tonight they'll turn it all loose. On defense, the man we always talk about when we talk about the St. Louis defense is Larry Wilson, number 8. But tonight, we'll see Larry Wilson not at his free safety that he has been all pro for the last 6 years, but at a strong safety position. Larry Wilson is still the captain of that defensive unit, and they too have not played to their expectations. We hope that we can see a good football game tonight. I think we will. The Cardinals are ready to play. And now we have Frank Gifford to tell you about the San Diego Chargers. They've had their troubles too, have they, Frank?
That they have, Don. You did real well.
I'm doing the best I can.
The San Diego Chargers have had a disappointing season. They, too, are 3-5, as Howard and Don mentioned. But they are the number one offensive team in all of the American Football Conference. And the reason they're the number one team, at least in my estimation, is their quarterback, John Hadl. He is a good one. John Hadl is in his 10th year, and he's having another great year. He's averaging over 53% completions, and he is picking up yardage at an average of 231 yards per game. And he is a good one. He'll scramble. He used to be a scrambler. He doesn't run out of there so much anymore. He got a little wise. They have 3 receivers in the top 10. They have Billy Parks, they have Gary Garrison, and they have Mike Garrett. And probably their best receiver, all-around receiver, is Gary Garrison. Gary Garrison is only a few yards away from going over that magical 5,000-yard mark. He's a good one. He'll be on one side. And a rookie, well, a rookie in the number of years played, he's actually his second year out of college, is Billy Parks. And he needs 2 receptions tonight to regain the AFC lead in receptions. Billy Parks coming in with 36 receptions thus far. It should be quite a football game. There are a lot of talented ball players on this team. You'll see Mike Garrett of Heisman Award fame at the University of Southern California a few years ago. They have Leon Burns, a rookie, a big rookie. He's 238 pounds. He's 6'2". He's a fine offensive ball player, too. And when you think of their defense, it's a young defense, but whether it will be able to contain the St. Louis Cardinals, we do not know. And we'll be ready for the kickoff between the San Diego Chargers and the St. Louis Cardinals in just a moment.
This is White Owl shade-grown wrapper tobacco. We grow it right here in the Connecticut Valley. We use this prime wrapper tobacco on our White Owl Invincible, Perfecto Special, Corona, Diplomat, and New Yorker cigars. It's just about the best wrapper tobacco in the world. But don't take my word for it. Compare our cigars to any other comparably priced cigars. I guess to really appreciate ours, you have to smoke theirs. White Owl, ours.
Gillette has invented a revolutionary new shaving system that's different from any razor you've ever used. First, to shave you close, we put in our finest blade. Then, to shave you even closer, we put in another one. That's right, 2 separate blades locked forever into place in this replaceable cartridge. Gillette introduces the world's first razor with 2 separate blades. The new Gillette Track 2. 2 blades. To get whisker, 1 blade could miss. The new Gillette Track 2 twin-blade shaving system with 5 cartridges and an automatic dispenser. It's 1 blade better than whatever you're using now.
Papermate knows how you write, so they invented a pen that writes at any angle, even straight up and down in a barber chair. The Papermate PowerPoint. It's ready when you need it. It's another fresh slant on writing from Papermate.
San Diego Stadium, San Diego, California, and we're just about ready for the kickoff between these 2 ball clubs. In talking about the San Diego Chargers and the St. Louis Cardinals, both of them with 3-5 records, you can look for maybe a more explosive game tonight in terms of gambling, in terms of risks that they might take. As Howard pointed out, they are not mathematically eliminated from the divisional race, but they do know that as far as their hopes for a title, a playoff spot this year, they're pretty much gone. The Cardinals coming out onto the field. The San Diego Chargers have won the toss. They'll receive to your left. Jim Bakken, number 25, will kick off for the St. Louis Cardinals. A beautiful night for football. Deep, Jerry Levias, obtained from Houston in an off-season trade. And you see Bryant Salter, who is one of the replacements that Sid Gilman is using this evening. He's shaking his lineup up considerably. He's starting 2 new setbacks. He'll start Jeff Queen. He'll start Mike Montgomery. And as we mentioned, he'll start Salter at the tight safety position. So we're about to get underway, and Jim Bakken, as we look at Jim Bakken, we can remind you that this is the number 2 most prolific scorer active in the National Football League today. And we don't have to tell you the other one. George Blanda, I'm sure he's watching the Oakland Raiders play this San Diego team next week. We're underway. Levias at the 3-yard line. And Levias hit hard at the 15-yard line. George Hoey coming down to make the tackle. So San Diego will take over with good field position. We have told you that their setbacks will be Jeff Queen and Mike Montgomery. Queen, 47. Montgomery, 23. The quarterback, John Hadel, of course, number 21. At one split end is Billy Parks. At the flanker position, Gary Garrison. At the tight end, number 88, Pettis Norman. Garrison now comes right. He's 27. Parks is right now, 32. Garrison out to the left. There's Montgomery. Montgomery over the 20. Montgomery to the 33-yard line. A breaking play for the Chargers early.
A young man to watch all night. Mike Montgomery out of Kansas State. A throwback they feel here in San Diego to Keith Lincoln, who was the last great triple threat back they had in the early 60s. You'll probably see Mike on the option pass play tonight. He is an outstanding passer as well as runner.
The ball at the 38.5-yard line. Hadel brings the Chargers up. 1st and 10 from that point. Just underway here in San Diego. This is Wayne on an inside handoff. Wayne up to the right side, running into Mike McGill, number 56. Joe Schmeising, the defensive right end for the Cardinals, was also there, 82. Also in that defensive front four, the Cardinals, Bob Rowe, 75, is the right tackle. Fred Harris, the left tackle, he's 74. Number 78, starting at defensive left end for the Cardinals, is Ron Jankowski. The secondary, Miller Farr, Larry Wilson, Larry Willingham, and Roger Worley. Pickup of 2, it'll be 2nd down and 8. The ball at the 41-yard line. Hadel with a quick toss over the middle, finds his tight end, Pettis Norman. Chargers moving into Cardinal territory. The ball at the 48-yard line. This telecast is presented by authority of the San Diego Chargers Football Club. It's intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of the San Diego Chargers Football Club and the National Football League is prohibited. The Chargers moving from the Cardinals' 47-yard line. Parks right, Garrison left. Flag goes down as Montgomery takes the handoff. It could be too much time.
Frank had a nice long conversation today with Pettis Norman, who used to be of the Dallas Cowboys, and John Hadel. Actually, they're roommates on the road. But you like to see everybody do well, but especially when you get to know somebody and appreciate a lot of things that they stand for besides their athletic ability. It really does help. Pettis Norman came out here in a trade this offseason from Dallas. Fantastic competitor. He's been called a lot of football player and not a very good receiver. And I was really interested in this today. He caught 7 passes against Pittsburgh in one game. Last year he caught 6 the whole season with Dallas.
All right, Don, down remains the same. It'll be 1st and 10 now. The Chargers operate from their 48. The toss, it goes out to Jeff Queen. Queen again with running room inside the 40 of the Cardinals. Bob Rowe moving over to make the stop, along with Fred Herron, 74, Rowe, 75. Jeff Queen, who had a fine game last week against the New York Giants.
Which is why he's starting tonight, Frank. The young man from Morgan State, which has turned out so many, is coming into his own as an outstanding running back.
The ball resting on the 39-yard line of the St. Louis Cardinals. It'll be 2nd down, a long 2. Just underway in San Diego in the first quarter. Both wide receivers, Garrison and Parks, go out to the left. Worley is on Garrison. Larry Willingham is on Parks. Montgomery, he has the 1st down inside the 35-yard line.
Excuse me, Frank, as I mentioned earlier, I was talking to Hadel. I said, John, what do you really think you can do? And don't give me that same bit that everybody said, well, we're going to run first to set up our pass. He kind of laughed. He said, no, I'm going to pass first to set up my run. He said, no, really, we're going to try to run in the middle and around ends. They play a wide 4-3. We'll try to pick that out a little bit later in the telecast, but they do split those defensive tackles pretty wide, so he's going to try to hit the middle or go around in with his run and hit Sharp to feel him out first.
1st down on the 34 of the Cardinals. Hadel with the play fake. The screen goes to Parks. Parks slips. He bounces up, which he can do. He's down to the 25. Fumbles the football. The Cardinals have it. Larry Wilson, I believe, number 8. Well, the whistle had blown. There's still some action going on downfield. Miller Farr, I believe, picked up the football. Let's take a look again.
You can see a screen. These 2 linemen coming out in front. He slipped right there, number 32. And Frank mentioned earlier in the telecast, Billy Parks, one of the leaders. Miller Farr picked it up. Oh, I messed that one up, folks. I'm going to get better. Cardinals have got it. Okay.
Hang in there, Dan.
Here we go.
1st and 10 for the Cardinals from the 23. Gilliam is flanked to the left. Williams is right. Chargers setting. This is MacArthur Lane. A flag is down. 2 flags now. MacArthur Lane with a pickup of about 7. as we watch the officials, we'll tell you that Roy Shivers and MacArthur Lane are the setbacks. Opening for the Cardinals this evening, 17 is Jim Hart. He's the quarterback. A little under 50% on completions thus far this year, 4 touchdown passes. John Gilliam, the speedy flanker, is number 44. As you see, the official indicating the procedure against St. Louis. We look at Sid Gilman. He came with the franchise here in San Diego. 10 years.
Good way of putting it, Frank.
All right, his first down now and 15. The ball at the 17-yard line. Gilliam left, Williams right. Lane again. Hit by the middle of that defensive line of the Chargers, which we'll tell you is Tom Williams, number 87. 77 is Ron East. Kevin Hardy, number 80, is the right tackle. Steve DeLong, the right end, number 82. We had some changes in the secondary. Brian Salter is opening at the tight safety. He's number 30. 44, Chris Fletcher is the free safety. On the left corner is Bob Howard. He's a good one. He's number 24. On the right side, Joe Beauchamp. Now from the 23-yard line, second down and 11. Hart flooding both backs out to the left. That'll draw linebackers and is overthrown.
Oh, Jim just got in a hurry that time. He had his man open, and they, as you mentioned, they did flood both backs to this one side. It puts a lot of pressure on the middle linebacker. The second back out of the backfield is the responsibility of that middle linebacker. He had not gotten over there. The ball was a little bit overthrown. He's in a pretty tough situation now with the third and 12 call. I would imagine he's to try to work into the zones. The Chargers are not against playing a zone every now and then.
Up to the left comes Williams. He'll be covered there by Beauchamp. To the right, John Gilliam. He's covered by Bob Howard. Setbacks. Edwards and Lane, both good receivers. And Hart sends them both out. Firing deep for Smith. He can't hold on to it at the 40-yard line.
Draw me. They did come over the middle, too, Jackie Smith. One of his most reliable receivers has been the top receiver. I guess he's behind Bobby Joe Conrad in catches. He's always good for the long gainer. He's got good speed and good size for a tight end.
Fourth down for the St. Louis Cardinals. That will bring on Chuck Lotterette, their punter. Deep for San Diego, number 25 is Jerry Levias. And Chris Fletcher, 44. Our first punt of the evening, 10 minutes, 26 seconds remain in the first quarter. This is Lotterette. High kick. Handled by Fletcher at the 30. And down goes Fletcher at the 32-yard line. A 48-yard punt by Chuck Lotterette. And with timeout, the score is San Diego nothing, St. Louis nothing.
Norman has a magic shirt. It's a narrow Mach 2 with a super tapered fit and a longer collar.
Hi, Norm, buddy. I gotta borrow the shirt. The shirt's busy. Hello, baby.
Norm, what's the shirt doing tonight?
It's busy.
Hi, Normie. Nice your shirt.
Hi, baby.
Put a little magic in your life.
You and your car get along beautifully until you stop. But step on the gas again and you disagree. You want to go. Your car hesitates for the longest second in driving. If that hesitation is caused by poor fuel distribution, Esso may help. We've got 3 new efficiency gasolines with HTA. Try a couple of tankfuls. In a lot of cars, that may be all you need to overcome hesitation and end the longest second.
John Hadel, who will have another attempt for the San Diego Chargers. They were moving well until a fumble turned things around. 10 minutes, 17 seconds remain in the first quarter. Hadel comes up to the line of scrimmage, 1st and 10, the ball at his own 31-yard line. Parks goes left, Garrison right. Montgomery with a big hole. Garrison with a fine block as Montgomery spins close to the 50-yard line.
They make it look easy, John. Sid Gilman said today just let us get the football. We can move it on anybody. Our problem all year has been inability to defense, especially against the run. If we can somehow contain the Cardinals tonight, we'll move it all night. Let's have another look at it. The youngster from Kansas State, quick to find the hole, swift, driving power, a big gainer. Frank?
First and 10, the San Diego Chargers. They're on the 49-yard line, their own 49-yard line. Hadel on the quick count, gives it to Jeff Queen. Jeff Queen with running room. Jeff Queen up into there by Roger Worley, but not until he moves to the 40-yard line of the Cardinals.
The pattern so far has been up the middle and around in. They're trying to take advantage of the isolation that, or the responsibility of the middle linebacker, Jamie Rivers, in covering the inside. They've got two good offensive guards, Walt Sweeney and Doug Wilkerson, and they come in there and block on Rivers. The outside, going to have to get some pursuit from the cornerbacks, both Worley and Farr, come up and turn in the end runs.
First and 10 for the San Diego Chargers. The ball just short of the Cardinals, 40-yard line. Montgomery. And Montgomery is up into there this time. Big number 78 moving across, Ron Jankowski. Loss of about a yard on the play. We look at that Cardinal defensive unit, number 53, Jamie Rivers, my estimation, potentially one of the best around. 6'2", 235. Mike McGill is the right linebacker, number 56. Larry Stallings on the other side, 67. The linebacking core on a passing down for the Chargers. Parks goes out to the left to be covered by Worley. To the right goes Garrison. He'll be covered by Miller Farr. Queen out of the backfield and in out of the hand. Oh, so close is Larry Willingham. Larry Willingham, who has replaced Jerry Stovall in the Cardinals secondary. Stovall out with an injured knee.
The whole game is changing, Frank. Notice how many passes are being thrown to the setbacks this year because of the zones and the variations of the zones, how the wide receivers are being contained much more than in the past.
The reason, of course, being that in a zone you don't shoot linebackers, therefore you do not have to keep those setbacks in. That's why you see so many teams with their setbacks as their leading receivers. Now on 3rd and 11, Hadel puts both his wide receivers, Garrison and Parks, out to the left. Worley on Garrison. Willingham covers Parks. Over the middle to Montgomery. Montgomery hit there by Miller Farr and Mike McGill. Farr, 20, 56 McGill. Close to a first down, but it will be short.
On the ground level, camera, let's take another look at it. You'll see Pettis Storm on number 88 come across the line. He's clearing out a zone. Coming in on the inside is Montgomery. It's a clear out zone. You'll notice that formation. He had two wide receivers to the left. Montgomery came out of the backfield, set this side. It's almost impossible to zone that particular formation. Therefore, they did get man-to-man coverage.
And on 4th and 1, when you're 3 and 5, you can do this. The Chargers are going to go for the first down. One setback is Jeff Queen. He gets the quick toss. He's going nowhere. Ron Jankowski.
Too good a line to pass up, but when you're 3 and 5, stuff like that happens to you. That might be one of the reasons you can wind up 3 and 5. I like that kind of call. It's Hadel had a great line today. I said, John, how's it going? He says, 10 years in the league, and I'm 3 and 5.
And with timeout, the score is San Diego nothing, the St. Louis Cardinals nothing.
Play.
How much of this, monsieur?
All of it.
All of it?
All of it.
You have broken the bank, monsieur.
Skittles Scoreball from Aurora, where fun is the name of the game.
Ron Jankowski, who turned back that 4th down attempt, sitting on the bench. He's the rookie from Kansas State. He's a good one. 6'5", 255 pounds, and he's quick. First and 10 for the Cardinals. 7 minutes, 25 seconds remain in the first quarter. The ball at the 38-yard line, the 38-yard line of the Cardinals. Gilliam right, Williams right, Gilliam left. The big man, Sid Edwards, pickup of about 4.
Going back one play, Dandy, when San Diego elected to go for the yard and a half on 4th down, relatively deep into St. Louis territory. If you're going to go for it, why would you call a sweep, as John Hadel did, instead of going straight ahead?
Well, I'll answer that, but let's look at this one before. This is Bob Babich that just made this tackle. Old MacArthur Lane coming in from his linebacker position, straight handoff. I'll get to that in a minute, Howard. That's an interesting point.
Second down and 5. The ball at the 43. Gilliam moves in from his left split end position. MacArthur Lane moving behind Sid Edwards over the 45, short of the first down.
There's a lot of things you have to take into consideration when you're in the huddle. It's 4th down, and it is early in the ball game. Number one, that's why everybody looks for maybe a shot up the middle. Hadel does not have in the backfield what is known as a real power runner, number one. I do think you run a lot of risk out there. You more often than not are going to see either an off-tackle shot or up the middle, or maybe that fake. I thought he might fake it and throw a pass. I don't know why he did that.
Third down, a long 2. The ball at the 46-yard line. Gilliam is to the left. Out to the right is Williams. The tight end, Jackie Smith, on the right side. MacArthur Lane gets the call in. He gets the first down inside of San Diego territory to the 46. Good block ahead of MacArthur Lane by Sid Edwards.
This Saturday on ABC, folks, an exciting sports triple header. ABC's Wide World of Sports at 2 o'clock Eastern Time. Remember, 2 o'clock Eastern Time. Then UCLA against USC from the Coliseum at 3 o'clock Eastern Time. Notre Dame against LSU from Baton Rouge at 8 o'clock Eastern Time. This Saturday.
First and 10 for the Cardinals. They're on the Chargers, 46-yard line. Gilliam right. Williams left. This is Lane. Lane inside the 40, inside the 35 is MacArthur Lane, hit there by Joe Beauchamp, the right cornerback.
What a great example of the power that guy has. He came outside with one hand, looked easily brushed off one linebacker, and he came over and ran into the other one. Let's take a look at him again. MacArthur Lane coming in from the inside. And that's what you call one of your stiff arms. That was Salter that came up. Again, a great example of power. Unbelievable.
First and 10, MacArthur Lane picking up the first down. The ball is resting on the 33-yard line of the San Diego Chargers. 5 minutes and 19 seconds remain in the first quarter. Gilliam left, Williams right. Hart firing out to his tight end, Jackie Smith, who has it. Smith upended at the 27-yard line. Bob Howard is there, 24. Brian Salter, number 30 for San Diego. Pickup of about 7.
In his early years with the Cardinals, he's very aggressive, and his own players accuse him of being a linebacker finder. They say, you'll catch that ball, and he goes out of his way, seems like to bump into folks. The total yardage so far tonight, I'm sure you witnessed, San Diego has moved the ball well, and now the Cardinals are in great scoring position.
Second down, a long 3. The ball at the 27-yard line. Out to the left comes Dave Williams. Gilliam goes right. Tight end Smith on the left side. Jim Hart all the way at quarterback. This is Sid Edwards. Sid Edwards cutting back for the first down, and to the 20-yard line is Sid Edwards. Pete Barnes, number 59, there, along with Jim Hill.
Just get us the ball, Sid Gilman said. We haven't been able to hold anyone, and right now, you see, apart from the one short pass to Jackie Smith, there's Holloway of the Cardinals. You see the Cardinals doing just what Sid Gilman feared. Rolling on the ground, San Diego presently unable to contain them. San Diego, which has itself blown 2 opportunities thus far.
The ball right at the 20-yard line. Again, first and 10 for the Cardinals as they continue to move. Hart looking out to the right for Gilliam. And he has it, and he is inbounds. Gilliam, the defender, with Bob Howard. I believe he hit Gilliam and took him out of bounds, which is the completion. When you're in the grasp of a defender, you do not have to come down inbounds with both feet. First and 10 Cardinals. Down to the 6-yard line of the San Diego Chargers.
Interesting that the play was made against Bob Howard in the prior 4 games. He's only had 2 catches against him. As Frank noted earlier in the game, Howard is a real good one. His development has been one of the pleasant surprises for San Diego over the past 2 years.
First and goal for the St. Louis Cardinals, moving from the 6-yard line. The play fake to Sid Edwards, fired out on the flat to MacArthur Lane.
Now, it looked like he couldn't hold on to that one. Hit him in the hands pretty good. That was a fake off tackle. I was just getting ready to mention before, the Chargers have had trouble on defense, which has been mentioned a couple of times. But my old buddy Ron East, number 77, and Tom Williams, number 87, are the defensive left end and left tackle. Ron East is weighing in at about 230, 235. They've got Tom Williams up to 250. You'd expect that if they're going to run, they're going to run to their right side, which would be over the defensive left side.
All right, the stacked backfield now for the St. Louis Cardinals on 2nd down, 6 yards, and this is goal to go for MacArthur Lane. He's hit in there. Bob Babbage, number 60, along with the defensive front line of the Chargers.
Bob Babbage may be the best defensive player the Chargers have. He came up 3 years ago from Miami of Ohio, a brilliant rookie, suffered knee damage in a preseason game, out for the year. Came on, in a sense, as a rookie last year. This year, finding himself, he is one of the really good linebackers around.
It'll be 3rd down, about 4, and we might note that the leading touchdown receiver for the Cardinals, and he gets most of them in close, is Jackie Smith, number 81. The big side end, he'll battle for the football. It is a passing situation for Jim Hart. Rory Shivers, the 3rd man in that stacked backfield. Hart is going to roll. Irv Goody, 55. Back in the front of the end zone. Number 83 for the St. Louis Cardinals, Jim McFarland, the other tight end who had come in on the short yardage offense.
Take a look. This is a power set. You'll see the 3 backs in the backfield. This is an option by the quarterback to run or pass. Rolling out to his right. Irv Goody, number 55, was in front of him. Got good pressure from the outside there. Not enough folks to cover him.
Jim Bakken now comes on for the conversion attempt. Jim McFarland, his 2nd-year man, has just scored that touchdown. He's from Nebraska. A promising prospect. Bakken drilling it through the middle. And NFL Monday Night Football, the St. Louis Cardinals versus the San Diego Chargers, continues from San Diego Stadium with the score: the Cardinals 7, the Chargers nothing.
To get the riding comfort of a big car, like this one, but in a smaller, easy-to-handle size, you don't have to shrink it yourself. Not anymore. This year, Mercury brings you a personal-sized car with the ride of a big car. The new Mercury Montego MX Chrome. No wonder Road Test Magazine, with over 40 cars to choose from, named Montego their 1972 Car of the Year. About 1.5 feet trimmer than most big cars. This personal-size Montego impressed the road test judges with its big car ride. A ride that comes from a completely new suspension system. Before you decide on a new car, see the one Road Test Magazine named Car of the Year, Mercury Montego. Better ideas make better cars. At the sign of the cat.
2 minutes and 49 seconds remain in the first quarter from San Diego, California, on an absolutely perfect night for football. Jim Bakken was just converted after Jim McFarland took a touchdown pass from Jim Hart to put the Cardinals out in front. Number 25 is Jerry Levias. Number 30, Brian Salter. Deep for the Chargers. This will be Levias. Oh, and he hit hard down to the 15. Fred Hyatt really unloaded on Levias.
In 2 kickoffs thus far, Jerry has gotten respectively to the 13 and 15-yard lines. Let's have another look at this. And Jerry, of course, is one of the most dangerous and exciting kick runners in the game. When you can break through and contain him like that, you're inevitably going to keep the other. Look at that tackle. Brilliant tackle by Hyatt. Hard, crushing. Done in the old cowboy manner when Dandy was at the helm.
First and 10 for the Chargers. They'll move from the 20-yard line. Out to Garrison. Miller Farr cannot get him down, but he does get him out of bounds. A pickup of about 4 yards for Garrison. Jerry Levias, who has been benched by Billy Parks after a couple of fine years with the Houston Oilers.
If I'm not mistaken, he's only caught one pass this year, and that one was for a touchdown.
Against Kansas City on the opening day when everything seemed so promising for these Chargers. Now from the 19-yard line. Hadel having trouble with his setbacks. Both shift. Something is wrong, and the veteran Hadel says, I don't want to run this play when you guys are mixed up. Jeff Queen and Mike Montgomery both bouncing around back there.
That happens a lot, Frank.
You know, Dandy, Betty Davis is something of a legend. She's also some kind of woman. Get to know her when Betty Davis visits Dick Cavett for a special 90-minute interview on the Dick Cavett Show Wednesday night at 11:30, 10:30 Central Time here on ABC. And another quick reminder, too, about our college football doubleheader this Saturday. Wide World of Sports goes on at 2 o'clock Eastern Time. Get that. And after that one, USC against UCLA, and then the game from Baton Rouge, my friend.
You're saying that on purpose, Howard, just to correct yourself from a couple of weeks ago.
Moving from the 19-yard line on second down. The ball goes out to Montgomery. He can pass. He's going deep for Garrison, and he has it. Garrison inside of Cardinal territory. Larry Wilson was there, number 8. But Montgomery, who threw for a touchdown last week, is connected again. He's now 3 for 4 as a passer.
That's exactly what we advised you of at the very top of the game. Watch this young man on the option pass plays, one of the best to come along in a long time at this. Take it, Dandy.
Well, we'll just take a look. It's a quick pitch. You'll see the lineman going out in front of him. Great pursuit coming up there. That was not Wilson's man necessarily. He's playing the strong safety. It was out to the wide receiver. Free safety. Willingham actually is to come over and take care of that area.
31-yard pickup. 1st and 10 for the Chargers. Moving on the 48 of the Cardinals. Hadel with the screen pass. Jeff Queen. Queen running hard inside the 35 of the Cardinals.
Beautifully executed screen pass. You saw Hadel at the beginning of that play fake a screen to his left. Very calmly or casually, more accurately, professionally, come back and throw to Queen. Hadel is one of my favorite quarterbacks. I like the way he runs the team. You'll see it. Watch the fake there. Comes back, gets good pressure from the defensive line, flips it out to Queen. The play was really well set up.
They really moved the football. 2 prior times they moved it beautifully. The first time a fumble stopped them. The second time they had a yard and a half to go for a first down and didn't make it.
1st and 10 Chargers on the 34 of the Cardinals. Parks right, Garrison left. Montgomery with the football with a big hole. Montgomery dropped by Heron, but inside the 25-yard line of the Cardinals. Well, Sid Gelman has really shaken up his offensive units, even though they were number 1 in the AFC. Mike Montgomery is a new starter. On the bench is Mike Garrett and Leon Burns. They had been the starters for the Chargers. Jeff Queen is also there, and you understand why. They're both running hard.
You know, we spent a lot of time trying to make this game sound pretty doggone complicated, but that last time, I think he actually slipped. He was supposed to go outside. As he slipped, he came back on the inside because the Cardinals were in great pursuit.
2nd down, a long 2. The ball at the 26. Montgomery gets the call. Close to the first down. He has it. Moving behind Doug Wilkerson, his left guard, and Terry Owens is Mike Montgomery for the first down. Schmeezing, 82, at the bottom of the pile, along with Bob Rowe. Clock moving. 20 seconds remain in the first quarter. Cardinals out in front, 7-0. Hart hitting Jim McFarland on a 3-yard touchdown pass. 1st and 10 Chargers. Moving on the Cardinals' 22-yard line. Garrison and Parks. Garrison 27, Parks 32. Come to the right as the gun goes off. And that is the end of the first quarter with the score. The Cardinals 7, the Chargers nothing.
Announcing famous Zenith Chromacolor TV in a new 16-inch portable that outcolors, outbrightens, outdetails, and outperforms every color TV its size. Its chassis is handcrafted. Its patented picture tube fully illuminates every color dot on a black background to bring you the picture that outcolors, outbrightens, outdetails, and outperforms every color TV its size. New portable Chromacolor TV. Only Zenith has it.
Esso asks, does your car suffer from hesitation? For instance, when you really give it the gas, does your engine seem to sag momentarily? That's hesitation. Or does it ever feel like gusts of wind are hitting you head on when there isn't any wind at all? Esso has now improved all three of its gasolines. These improved gasolines can help eliminate the cause of hesitation, and that can result in smooth performance and good mileage.
I'm Bob Howard of the San Diego Chargers. That's the way I like to crack down in action. I'd like to rack up the drug problem, too.
At the start of the second quarter, we look at Jim Hart, who has put his Cardinals out in front of the San Diego Chargers here in San Diego, California. First and 10 for the Chargers. They will move from the Cardinals' 22-yard line. Garrison right, marks his left. Montgomery gets the call. He bobbled the football, but he also makes the recovery. That'll tell you the story of this football game thus far. San Diego, although trailing by 7 points, have amassed 159 yards as Don Hadel has moved this team up and down the field. They risked a shot on 4th and 1 in the early going. They missed, and St. Louis converted that into a touchdown. Second down, now 11. Garrison goes out to the right, covered there by Miller Farr. Out to the left, Billy Parks, covered by Roger Worley. And Montgomery gets the call. He's thinking about passing, and he overthrows Jeff Queen. Mike Montgomery. He's big, too. He's 6'2", 205 pounds. He shows a lot of promise. Kansas State.
Larry Stallings, number 67, the most seasoned veteran linebacker that the Cardinals have. You'll see he was checking in for the end sweep. Saw what the possibility of a pass. Alertly came back, was at least in the area.
All right, it's third down and 11 for the Chargers. Chuck Dykes comes in as one wide receiver. Take out the tight end, Pettis Norman. Hadel screening to Montgomery. Mike McGill makes the stop, pickup of about 5 yards. And it will bring on Dennis Partee, the place-kicking specialist for the Chargers, on 4th down.
His kicking has improved enormously, Frank, ever since he started taking lessons from George Blanda.
And he has not missed this year from inside the 30-yard line. Dennis Partee.
From Southern Methodist.
Well, he is kicking from inside the 30. At about the 29 and a half. John Hadel doing the holding. Flag is down. Should it go against the Cardinals, I don't believe it would be enough yardage for a first down. We'll wait for the call.
If they went for that 4th down a while ago, they could go for this one too, Frank. It'll put it down there with, I'd say no more than a yard. Let's see what they are going to do. See Pettis Norman up there, number 88. Another credit to Pettis. I mentioned earlier, as he came out to approve to make this ball club. They were in 2-a-day workouts for almost 7 weeks, and the thing was over. He not only made a position on the team, was voted by his teammates as one of the captains, which is a real credit, and it's one of the things that I think means a lot to the individual player when his own teammates say, hey, you know, man, they decided to take it. They decided to take that 3.
Always take the points, I guess. And with timeout, the score is the St. Louis Cardinals 7, the San Diego Chargers 3.
Some people love cola so much they can't stop drinking it. And for them, there's RC. With RC, you get a great cola taste that's easy on the syrup, easy on the gas. So it doesn't feel like too much. Right, O.J.? RC. A great cola taste that's easy on the syrup, easy on the gas. For people like O.J. Simpson, who can't stop drinking cola.
Be an old smoothie. Be an old softie. Your beard's like putty in the hands of a cream like me. I'm a rich shave cream. #1 shave cream. I'll shave you clean and close. Try and see.
Gillette Foamy, you sure shaved me clean and close. Now I'm an old smoothie.
Lemon lime.
Menthol.
Surf spray.
Regular
Foamy.
7-3. The Cardinals over the San Diego Chargers. 13:36 remain in the half from San Diego, California. Frank Gifford along with Howard Cosell and Don Meredith. You're looking at Mel Gray awaiting the kickoff of Dennis Partee. And that's Larry Willingham. High kick. Willingham will field the ball at the 5. Willingham is completely turned upside down at the 25. Lee Thomas making the stop.
They're smart to kick away, incidentally, from Mel Gray. Not that Willingham isn't a good returner, but let's take another look at this. Larry Willingham, the youngster from Auburn. And he is upended by Mr. Thomas like you wouldn't believe. Lee Thomas. I'll have more on Mel Gray in a moment because he's worth talking about.
1st and 10 for the Cardinals. The ball on their own 20-yard line. Dave Williams comes out to the right. Out to the left is John Gilliam. Both backs out. Fired out to Gilliam. Complete over the 25-yard line at the 26. Beauchamp, number 40, is there.
At some point in the game, you may see Gray in there as a wide receiver. He was used against the Giants earlier in the season and broke 2 against Willie Williams. As I said, brilliant sprint speed, 9.2 for the 100. Was in Santa Rosa High School in California. Went down to a track meet against a high school here in San Diego. Scouting him that day was Dan Devine, then the coach of the University of Missouri. On the sidelines there, Larry Willingham of Auburn, the guy who got upended by Lee Thomas. But in any event, that was the day Devine signed Mel Gray to a letter of intent for Missouri.
Pickup of 6 yards for Gilliam on 2nd down. Sid Edwards running into trouble on the right side. He gets away and up to about the 30-yard line. Sid Edwards with a good second effort. Bob Babich moves over from his middle linebacking position. And Sid Edwards appears to be shaken up.
He was hit first by Steve Malone from his defensive end position. He came back and slowed him down. Almost for a loss. The Cardinals do have great running backs. They have had, as we mentioned in the early part of the show, difficulty breaking them this year, but Sid Edwards is certainly a guy who could carry his share of the load.
Second effort by Sid Edwards gives the Cardinals a 1st down. Moving now from their own 30-yard line, Johnny Rowland has replaced Sid Edwards. MacArthur Lane behind the block of Rowland. Lane scrambling to about the 34-yard line. Beauchamp is there. Salter comes up from his safety position, number 30, making his first start tonight as a Charger. Defensively, you're looking at number 66, Rick Redmond of the Chargers. And Edwards is shaken up. He broke a tackle, picked up 4 or 5 more yards and the 1st down, and he was really shaken up. He was hit by Bob Babich on the sidelines moments ago. Now from the 34-yard line on 2nd down. Hart firing out to MacArthur, rather Johnny Rowland, who could not find the handle. Bob Babich, 60, the middle linebacker, moving over.
He's not too pleased with that one.
That'll bring up 3rd and 6 for Jim Hart.
He never has had the career that was expected of him, Johnny Rowland. During the Pro Football War, he was a great one playing defensive back for the University of Missouri. Drafted by the Cardinals and by the Jets in the bidding war, the Cardinals won it. They thought he'd be a great running back. It hasn't yet proved out.
On 3rd and 6, Gilliam goes left, covered there by Beauchamp. To the right, Williams, he's covered there by Bob Howard. Tight end, Jackie Smith, breaking loose, both backs out. Gilliam splitting the zone between Beauchamp and Fletcher, incomplete.
That one had some possibilities. Gilliam had worked himself in a pretty good position there.
Bob Hallway, in his rookie year as head coach, has been coaching all of his life. except for 1 year when he became a play-by-play announcer for the University of Michigan. Chuck Lotterette comes on to punt for the Cardinals. Levias and Chris Fletcher are deep. Levias 25, Fletcher 44. Lotterette averaging a little over 39 yards thus far, and he will run. Now he'll kick. Beautiful maneuver by Lotterette. And the fair catch at the 18-yard line, a 47-yard punt by Lotterette, who was thinking about running that football. And with timeout, the score, the St. Louis Cardinals 7, the San Diego Chargers 3.
It's exactly what you'd expect from Sweden. A different kind of tobacco, Borkum Riff. It's a bourbon flavor smoke, a softer, milder smoke, Borkum Riff. It's another thing that Swedish women like about Swedish men.
That was terrific, Orville. When are you going up again, Wilbur?
Never.
Don't say that. Listen, I see a day when there'll be planes and airports all over the world. And in every airport, there'll be a little yellow and black Hertz office. I see a day when people won't have to spend half of their vacations driving. They'll be flying in your planes and riding in my Fords.
You should see an eye doctor.
Indeed, they tried again, and the rest is history.
11 minutes and 22 seconds remain in the half from San Diego, California. Chargers trailing the Cardinals 7-3. First and 10, San Diego. They'll be moving from their own 17-yard line. Now both wide receivers for the Chargers. Garrison and Parks go out to the right. Mike Garrett has moved into the backfield. That's Garrett being moved around by quarterback John Hadle. Going for Parks, and he's knocked off his feet, running into Larry Wilson deep downfield.
Nice to see Mike Garrett in there, an old friend of Frank's, USC fellow alumnus, broke all of Frank's records. But Frank, did he have to do it all in one game?
He did. Great little player, Heisman Award winner.
Having a good year, as a matter of fact. The fact that he didn't start tonight doesn't detract from the fact that he's been averaging 4.6 yards per carry and has 22 pass receptions. Tough cookie. Scored the Chiefs' first touchdown, the Super Bowl victory over the Vikings. A sucker play when Mo Mormon executed the key block.
Fantastic recall. Second down now for the Chargers. Hadle going for Garrison, and it's almost picked off. Miller Farr defending against Gary Garrison.
Miller had him covered that time, man. I tell you, it was a great move to the inside. Miller was right with him. The ball was possibly a little bit behind. Good coverage over there. Let's take a look at it again. Hadle come back. He comes back, drops. Sees Pettis go to the middle. You can see Larry Wilson, number 8, in his strong safety position. I would say it was a type of a zone because Larry, playing the strong safety, ordinarily would go with Pettis Stroman, as you saw come across the early part of your screen. The different combinations and zones are so many varied now that I can't keep up with them.
All right, it's third down now. The passing down for John Hadle from the 17-yard line. Parks is left, Garrison to the right. Everybody out. This is Parks. Parks to the 37-yard line, tackled there by Mike McGill and Larry Stallings.
Super move by Parks, and also good timing. Roger Worley, as we mentioned many times, is an excellent defensive cornerback. He had Parks man for man. Parks came down. There's a Cardinal injured on that last play.
They're trying to identify the Cardinal who is down. McGill was in on the tackle.
Let's take a look at that last play while we're getting some attention from McGill. You can see Hadle go back, reading the secondary, turning and firing. Watch that ball come just at the time. Parks has come back, made his comeback move. Worley comes up from his position. It's very difficult. This guy's certainly, they're about equal in speed, so you see a guy come down the field like that, you've got to give him some room to run in.
And I think
it was McGill that came in there.
You saw McGill coming in and colliding with Jamie Rivers, and Rivers is the man that's down at the 35.
Gentlemen, while we await the resumption of action and the determination of the injury, apparently Mike is coming to himself now. On Thanksgiving Day, the nation's number 1 and 2 collegiate teams will clash head-on here on ABC. Be sure to join us, and I mean be sure to join us if you even need the urging for the Nebraska-Oklahoma game at 2:30 Eastern Time. Thanksgiving night will feature the Bulldogs of Georgia against the Engineers of Georgia Tech beginning at 8 o'clock Eastern Time. Nebraska, Frank, against Oklahoma.
And, of course, next week, SC-UCLA. You can bet I'll be watching that one. And Jamie Rivers now is getting to his feet. He was shaken up when Mike McGill came in on the tackle. Tell you again that Parks has picked up the first down for the Chargers. Rivers is leaving the lineup. Jerry Levias is in on offense for the Chargers. And Jim Hargrove comes in at the middle linebacking position for the St. Louis Cardinals, replacing Jamie Rivers. It's quite a loss. Jamie Rivers is really the strength of the Cardinals defense, particularly against the run. On 1st and 10, John Hadel brings his Chargers up. They have the ball on their own 37-yard line. 10 minutes, 42 seconds remain. This is Jeff Queen, and Jeff Queen is dumped. Ron Jankowski, who has made several key plays for the Cardinals tonight, was there.
Kid's playing a good game tonight, Frank. Seems to have come a long way from when we saw him in our second Monday night game of the season against the Jets when they were suckering him from time to time.
Indeed, he was quite a prospect for them. Ralph Kruger had taken over that starting spot, but Jankowski is back in there this evening.
Frank, as you know, on a quick pitch like that, a lot of teams don't even block the defensive end because most defensive ends can't recover quick enough to catch him.
He is a quick one. The Chargers now moving on second down from the 32-yard line. Hadel hiding the ball with the draw fake. Fires to Jeff Queen. Queen over the 45 to the 47. Ron Jankowski on the stop. First down, I believe, or very close to that first down marker.
Well, we've seen a lot of offense by the Chargers tonight. We haven't seen that many points, but they have been moving the ball very well.
We're going to get the measurement. Queen cutting back, moved very close to the first down. First down.
By the way, Frank, I think we should report, as the first down is pointed out, that Sid Edwards' injury was grass in the eye, nothing serious, and Jamie Rivers, nothing serious, fortunately, just a bloody nose. That updates us on the men who've gone out.
Always glad to hear that. The ball at the 46-yard line of the Chargers. 9 minutes, 30 seconds in the half, the clock moving. The Chargers trailing the Cardinals 7-3. Hadel going deep for Garrison. And Miller Farr picks it off. Miller Farr with the interception, moving back to the 27-yard line.
Good move by Miller Farr. The ball was a little bit underthrown. I think Hadel was actually trying to go to this side on a stop and go. Worley did not take the fake. Worley played a good job over here at defensive quarterback. John Neely turned and threw and just underthrew that ball, and Miller Farr also had his man covered. It was a great pickoff. Outstanding defensive effort by the Cardinals. Both cornerbacks. Miller Farr there, you see, had made that interception.
First and 10 for the Cardinals. Ball at their own 27-yard line. Mel Gray is in with one wide receiver. Here's MacArthur Lane. He runs into a lot of Chargers. Babbage is there, 60. Howard coming up, number 24. And ABC Sports exclusive coverage of NFL Monday Night Football pauses 5 seconds for station identification. There you saw the troubles of MacArthur Lane. Getting back to the line of scrimmage, which is at the 27. Gilliam comes right on 2nd and 10. Up to the left is Mel Gray. The tight end Jackie Smith is to the left. Hart looking for the screen man. MacArthur Lane, he has him.
Could be a good one.
McMillan with a block out in front. It'll be short at the first down. The ball at the 39-yard line. Pete Barnes, number 59, moving over for the stop.
Once again, Babbage, number 60, was in there too, Giff. He's been averaging 13.5 tackles per game. Miller Farr, the gentleman who made the interception, as you view him on the sideline.
Those half tackles will get you know it? Those 13 were good as that half one that you get in trouble with.
If we didn't say the half, golfer Phil Rogers would have been outraged.
Yeah, he's been figuring those up for us every week.
Third down, a long three. Hart brings the Cardinals up. Ball number 34. Up to the left is Mel Gray. Covered there by Beauchamp. Firing over the middle for MacArthur Lane, or rather Sid Edwards, and Sid Edwards can't hold on to the football. That will bring on the fourth down, and will bring Chuck Lotterette out for the St. Louis Cardinals. And dropping deep for the Chargers, 25 is Jerry Levias and Bryant Salter, or rather Chris Fletcher, number 44, the two deep men for the Chargers.
As we await the punt, Frank, a reminder of those halftime highlights. When you see that Bobby Douglas pass to Dick Butkus.
And I always knew Butkus could be a receiver. Caught a lot of backs, I'll tell you that. Chuck Lotterette kicking well this evening. Fletcher with the fair catch indication. 37-yard punt. And with timeout to score, St. Louis 7, San Diego 3.
What we do to Mercury Comet on the test track is nothing compared to what some Comet owners do.
I have 29,471 miles on it under all kinds of road conditions, and it gives me perfect performance.
Well, in the 7 months, we drove 51,000 miles. Went through all kinds of weather. Well, we did everything I expected.
Mercury Comet. Even if a small car can only be first if it lasts. At the sign of the cat. This reminder has been brought to you by Goodyear, makers of the Suburbanite Polyglass tire, the snow tire for tough winters.
There's Jamie Rivers. He's back in the lineup. As Howard mentioned a moment ago, Jamie Rivers caught a bloody nose from his own teammate, Mike McGill, tackling Parks. And again, we'll tell you, the Cardinals are out in front of the San Diego Chargers, 7-3. 7 minutes, 17 seconds remain in the second quarter. Mike Garrett and Jamie Rivers on the stop. Pick up of about 2 or 3 yards for Mike Garrett.
The Cardinals ahead 7-3. We're going to look at Rivers making this tackle now. Number 53, moving in behind the blockers and dropping the runner. But San Diego has been utterly dominant in yardage gain. 192 yards to 87 for St. Louis.
From the 32-yard line, Parks is sent left, covered there by Worley. Out to the right, Garrison. As Hadel looks for the screen, this is Jeff Queen. He'll go nowhere. Larry Stallings on the stop. Maybe back to the line of scrimmage, maybe a slight loss. So Hadel now will be faced with the third down. As we look at the Cardinals bench, Freddie Hyatt, number 88. John Gilliam with that great speed. Thinking of John Gilliam, he broke into pro football, returning a kickoff for the New Orleans Saints the first time the Saints ever had the football, the first time he ever touched the football. Great speed. 3rd and 7. Coming out to the right is Parks, out to the left is Garrison. We're going to see a reverse. This is Garrison. Schmeezing. Read the reverse beautifully. Back to the line of scrimmage. It'll be 4th down.
We got to take another shot at that one because Hadel almost made a block. I want to get that one. I sure hope we can run it back a little while I'm hitting to the truck.
You mean our technical equipment area?
Oh, I know they can handle it.
Did you ever throw a block, Don?
Watch this. I want you to watch Hadel's block, number 21. Whoops. Now, that's the way to hit him, John. That one didn't go exactly as you planned.
On 4th down, Dennis Partee will punt to Larry Willingham and Roger Worley. Oh, and he gets off a beauty. Fair catch indicated there by Worley. Back at about the 22-yard line of the Cardinals.
Well, gentlemen, next Monday we've got the Packers, who almost, but not quite, tied and even might have defeated the Vikings, losing yesterday 3-0 against the Falcons, who lost a toughie against the Giants. But the Falcons have been a deceptive team all year long, and because San Francisco lost, they're only a game and a half behind the 49ers, a game behind the Rams. Those two meet next Sunday. So we got a good one coming up next Monday night.
And a lot of action right here. The Cardinals leading the Chargers 7-3. They have the football, moving from their own 22-yard line, 1st and 10. Sid Edwards up into there. Steve DeLong, 82, the principal on the stop. Pickup of about 3. Make it to 25.
And after next Monday night, it's Miami, Frank. The Bears against the Dolphins, which should be a honey as we get an opportunity to view Butkus in his new role as wide receiver.
It's going to be nice to him. We have to meet him down there. He's a little awesome. Pickup of 3. 2nd down and 7. Hart going deep, looking over the middle. This is Lane. He holds on to this one, close to the 1st down. Dropped there on the 32-yard line by Bob Babich. Babich now, 7 tackles, 2 assists. All right, we're going to take a look at this one.
Talking about our game next week between Atlanta and Green Bay. Notice that son of the preacher man, old Francis Tarkenton, had a good day in Atlanta yesterday. His hometown against his old coach. And just made up his own play and sneaked over there on 4th down and won that one.
Thought you were going to say his old pal.
His old pal?
The Dutchman.
Well, he's his old coach.
I'll tell you, they would have second-guessed Francis all over the lot if he didn't make it. He deserves a lot of credit. A gambling guy and a great player.
1st and 10 Cardinals. The ball on their own 32-yard line. 3 minutes, 52 seconds remain in the half. They're out in front of the Chargers, 7-3. Play fake. Going out to Gilliam is deflected. Jim Hart, an up-and-down career. He opened for the Cardinals this year, was replaced by Pete Beathard. Now he's back making his 3rd consecutive start for the Cardinals. You know, Don, we were talking earlier. What'd you say? It takes about 10 years before you learn how to play quarterback?
It must, because I quit after the 9th one, and I didn't ever get it down. He has had some real good games. He's had some that haven't been so good. And that's what happens when you have, you play that position right there, wearing number 17.
2nd down, we come with the draw to MacArthur Lane, who breaks tackles up to the 45-yard line. Babich again. I'll correct myself. That's Edwards. Sid Edwards.
Frank, I'm going to take up for you because 36 and 39 look a whole lot alike coming out of that backfield. But let's look at it again. And that's Bob Babich, and then he's going to make this tackle.
Well, he is a good one.
That certainly is. That's a full-fledged tackle right there. That's not a half tackle. I'm going to give him credit for all of that one.
1st and 10 for the Cardinals. They're at the 45-yard line. Their own 45. Mel Gray right. Gilliam out to the left. Again, the fake draw to hold linebackers by Hart. Jackie Smith.
There's a hole in the middle there.
Fletcher makes the stop, but Smith moves inside the 35 of the Chargers. The clock moving. 2:52 remaining in the 1st half. Jackie Smith, 6'4", 235 pounds, and as Don indicated a while ago, he is a competitor. I think you call him a linebacker finder.
No, I didn't. I don't get that straight right now. I've heard some of his other guys, some of his real close friends, saying that early in his career he was a linebacker finder. I call him Mr. Smith.
Well, I like it. He runs over most of them.
He does for a fact.
It's 1st and 10. The ball at the 34 of the San Diego Chargers. The Cardinals in possession. Cardinals out in front, 7-3. Toss goes out to MacArthur Lane. Bob Reynolds with a good block in front.
Lane, the ball carrier.
Lane down to about the 30-yard line.
MacArthur Lane gave him a forearm shiver there, didn't he, when he was coming up to make that tackle? Defensive terminology for some of you folks who may not know what a forearm shiver is just pop it to him.
MacArthur Lane, as you see, 40 yards, 8 carries. Pick up that time. We'll call it 3. 2nd down and 7. Lane moving out of bounds. Kills the clock. The Cardinals do have their 3 timeouts remaining. Mel Gray moves out to the right. He's covered there by Bob Howard. On the left side, moving in tight, is Gilliam. This is MacArthur Lane. And he breaks tackles moving in.
The ball carrier, tackled by Pete Barnes. They got him moving and got that 2-minute warning coming up here. MacArthur's getting his pants pulled up, getting ready to go. Let's take a look at it again. Quick trapping up the middle, and then he's hitting it.
Look at Gilliam out in front of it. So with timeout, the score is the St. Louis Cardinals 7, the Chargers 3.
You might not recognize me because I put on a few pounds, but I'm the mouth that ran up the clock. Here's why I stopped running.
1 o'clock.
Panasonic's talking clock radio. Touch it, and it tells you the time in words.
1 o'clock.
Panasonic makes a lot of radios in crazy shapes and colors, some with cassette recorders, radios that put you in the center of an orchestra. But this one's my favorite. Hickory dickory.
101.
Panasonic, just slightly ahead of our time.
Aurora has put together a whole stable of new thoroughbreds. Aurora Factory Experimentals, AFX cars. You really drive them with your pistol grip power stick. And when you get good enough, you'll race them. AFX Power Pack plugs right into the wall for continuous action. You can collect all the AFX cars separately or in sets. AFX sets come with 2 cars, track, power equipment from the model motoring division of Aurora. We're for real.
One of the world's great golfers, Phil Rogers, and you can see he doesn't idolize Arnold Palmer. He has his own hero. Phil, good to have you here.
I love it. The only man who blew the British Open when victory appeared to be within his grasp, Phil Rogers.
Reason why he loves you, Howard. You keep missing things like that.
The Cardinals now moving. 2 minutes left in the half. They lead the Chargers 7-3. They have the ball, 1st and 10 at the 19-yard line of the Chargers. Hart going all the way. Again, the play fake. Fired out to MacArthur Lane, out of bounds at the 13-yard line of MacArthur Lane. Barnes over there, along with Beauchamp, but MacArthur Lane stops the clock. That play using 4 seconds. Cardinals now going with their big setbacks. A combination of Sid Edwards, 39, and MacArthur Lane, 36. Dave Williams has gone out of the game. Mel Gray is in, along with the other wide receiver, John Gilliam. Gilliam goes out to the left, Gray to the right. 2nd down and 5. Lane, inside the 10 is MacArthur Lane.
Tripped up by Babbage.
Frank, you watch these Cardinal backs with all their power, you wonder why the longest gain from scrimmage this year has been 22 yards by MacArthur Lane in our 2nd Monday night game against the Jets. Last year, MacArthur was busting them for 50 yards and more.
Howard, I've wondered so many years about this Cardinal team. You look at them man for man, they have great talent. You see a Larry Wilson, who has never been in a playoff in 12 years, Jackie Smith, and they're looking now as the yard markers are brought out. It'll be 3rd and inches. And will come the short yardage offense for the Cardinals. Shivers comes in. Once before, they have shown the stacked formation. And that they'll show again. Shivers, the deep man, in the Cardinal stack. 3rd down, inches, the ball at the 9-yard line. Edwards lunging for what appears to be the 1st down. Sid Edwards. 1st down to St. Louis. Edwards going over the top. 1 minute and 8 seconds remain. Cardinals with their 3 timeouts remaining. They cannot make a 1st down from this point. 1st and goal from the 8.5-yard line. Mel Gray comes right. Gilliam has moved in tight on the left side. Play fake. Looking for Jackie Smith. Overthrown. Bryant Salter, the 30, covering.
You mentioned before, Jim Hart called when they say a flood pattern, he's sending as many receivers as he can into one area. and then rolling toward that area gives him an opportunity to really isolate some of the players in the secondary. You'll see him takes the fake to his fullback, MacArthur Lane. We'll watch Jackie Smith, number 81, and he looks to be open, and he is open. The ball's a little bit overthrown. But when you get out on the outside like that, you turn the corner, you've got the opportunity to put pressure on that defensive secondary.
48 seconds remain in the first half. Dave Williams will come into the lineup. Up the middle goes MacArthur Lane.
Going to have to start using some of those timeouts pretty soon.
There we have one now. Jim Hart indicating he wants to go over and have a little chit-chat with his head coach, Bob Hallway. There is the amount of seconds that remain in the first half.
Extremely frustrating for any offensive team to march from one end of the field down to the other, and you get down to the 10-yard line, and again, we mentioned before, you eliminate some of the plays that you can call for lack of field to maneuver in. But this is really frustrating. It's also a great incentive for the defensive team to hold them. They say, if we can hold these guys to a field goal, some way it does take a little edge off of it. Now, Hart's over there talking to the coaches. He says, okay, I've got to get this thing in here. What am I going to do?
Don, he had Jackie Smith so wide open. Wouldn't be a terrible temptation to come back to him. He's working against a new man back there, Bryant Salter.
I would say so, Frank, and if you possibly can, if you run the same pattern from another formation, it would also help. Now, a lot of times you see a formation that a defense will key against, and they'll see this formation come up again, and they're a little bit better prepared for it. Now, if you could run that same pattern to get him isolated and yet from a different formation, I think it'd be a very good call.
Which is exactly what the Cowboys used to love to do and still do.
That's what a lot of teams try to do. I guess that's one of the keys to the multiple offensive formations.
From the 6-yard line, the Cardinals moving on third down. 36 seconds remain. Williams is out to the right. Jackie Smith is out to the right. Smith is tripped up out to Gilliam.
And he drilled that one
out of bounds.
Oh, that was something. It was a good throw. I'd like to maybe take another look at that one to see what they're doing, because that one's drilled in there in pretty good shape. It's John Gilliam. He did catch it, didn't he?
Joe Beauchamp doing a fine job of covering. He did catch it out of bounds.
Let's take a look at it again. The straight drop back, just a square out pattern. Zone blocking up in front. And
let's don't get into that again.
Let's don't.
Yeah, not from that angle.
From the 13-yard line, Bakken. Larry Wilson holding. About half a 9-iron for Bakken.
Just like
good.
Clockwork.
You know, the National Football League dominated pro football for 40 years until the American Football League came along to issue its challenge in 1960. The stories of the new league and all of the leagues in pro football history are told in bright and colorful displays in the Leagues and Champions Room of the Pro Football Hall of Fame in Canton, Ohio. The hall has almost doubled in size in the last year, and the Leagues and Champions Room is just one of the many new attractions. The Pro Football Hall of Fame is open daily throughout the year. Meredith is not yet in it.
You always put things so delicately out. There he is on the sidelines, MacArthur Lane. He's having a good night. What a year he had last year. This year, it's been a little different story for MacArthur Lane, although he is the Cardinals' leading rusher. All right, Jim Bakken is going to kick off to Jerry Levias and Chris Fletcher. They're not deep. They're anticipating a short kick, and Bakken switches up on them. This will be Levias from the 8. Down goes Levias. Number 35 was down there. Larry Stengent. Sid Edwards on the sidelines, MacArthur Lane's running mate.
They've really contained Levias as a kick runner tonight on those kickoffs. He got to the 13 once, the 15 once, the 20 this time.
Hadel going quickly. They've called the play on the sidelines to conserve time. Fires to Pettis Norman. He can't hold on to it.
Ooh.
That's your pal there, Don.
That's my old partner, I'll guarantee you. Pettis Norman.
He remains what you said he is, an inspirational football player. He may now take lessons from Dick Butkus. Incidentally, watching Butkus make that catch on the ball thrown by Bobby Douglas to beat the Redskins yesterday, and you'll see that play at halftime, of course, reminded me, Frank, of that game in the early 60s, the fake field goal call by the Giants against the St. Louis Cardinals. The Guglielmi pass to defensive end Robustelli for the touchdown. Remember?
That's exactly what it reminded me of.
And me.
Yeah.
1 second down. 14 seconds remain at halftime. It'll be Garrett. And he steps out of bounds as the clock ticks down to 9 seconds remaining in the half. Jim Hart on the sidelines. He has his Cardinals out in front 10-3. He scored in the first quarter on a 3-yard touchdown pass, a rollout, Hart to McFarland. It's third down now, a long 7. John Hadle with 9 seconds remaining on the clock. It's always interesting to watch these calls because it tells you a little bit about the personality of the quarterback, too. Prevent defense now by the Cardinals. Naturally, they move into 6-man secondary. Hadle fires out to the flat. That's Parks. Clock ticking down. Shows no time remaining. And there's the gun. And that is the end of the first half with the score. The Cardinals 10, the Chargers 3.
This is the new Mercury Marquis. Maybe the best riding car in the world. To find out, we put it up against the toughest competition around, with the toughest jury of experts we could find, 50 professional chauffeurs. They compared Mercury's ride, blindfolded, to a $34,000 European limousine with comparable mileage. Compared them for smoothness, for steadiness, for quiet, over the same course at about the same speeds and driving conditions. The result? 36 out of 50 chauffeurs rated Mercury's ride superior overall to the $34,000 limousine, certified by the Nationwide Consumer Testing Institute.
It's hard to believe, it really is.
In one word, I think, would probably the Mercury is smooth. Much better ride, and it was quieter also.
Beautiful. I mean, it's just riding on air. It's a smoother ride. No question about it.
I was definitely riding in the better car when I was riding in the Mercury.
Sometimes a blindfold can open your eyes.
Better ideas make better cars.
At the sign of the cat.
Weeknights, join Howard K. Smith and Harry Reasoner for the ABC Evening News.
San Diego Stadium, San Diego, California. Halftime score. St. Louis Cardinals 10, San Diego Chargers 3. And a tough ball game. A game that's turned out interestingly, despite the fact that both teams entered the game with respective identical records of 3 up and 5 down. Here's the way the scoring went. St. Louis in the first quarter, a 3-yard pass. Hart to Jim McFarland, a second tight end in for the occasion. And the Cardinals went ahead 7-0. In the second quarter, Partee, a 25-yard field goal for the Chargers, 7-3 St. Louis. And then, shortly before the end of the half, a 13-yard field goal by consistent Jim Bakken. And so the Cardinals lead it 10-3 at halftime. The statistics, San Diego at its time was ahead of St. Louis in offensive plays, but St. Louis came back with ball control to take over. And yet in total yards gained, San Diego continues to lead, as you will know, 209 yards to 159 yards. And in yards passing, San Diego is a conclusive leader. In yards rushing, St. Louis slightly ahead. And of course, we've been talking about our halftime NFL highlights provided by NFL Films and selected by our producers. Let's have a look at yesterday. Candlestick Park, San Francisco, the Saints against the 49ers. We pick up with first quarter action, 4 minutes remaining. The 49ers leading 3-0. John Brody with the play action. And then John Brody with the pass to Vic Washington. Touchdown. The 49ers leading as expected 10-0. New Orleans was a grim team, fought back. Now they're trailing 13-10. This is third quarter action. And watch Ed Hoggett as he throws to Dave Parks, the one-time 49er. And New Orleans goes ahead 16-13. The conversion attempt blocked. But once again, the 49ers, John Brody to Vic Washington, and 49ers lead 20-19 over the Saints. Still, the Saints wouldn't give up. The underdog striking back, 47 seconds remaining in the game. Ed Hoggett subbing for the ailing Archie Manning. Throwing and hitting Virgil Robinson. Touchdown, the Saints bring the big upset, 26-20 over the 49ers. Soldiers Field, Chicago. The Chicago Bears warming up for their battle against the Washington Redskins, a battle that began as a game of field goals. We show you now a montage of same as Kurt Knight of the Redskins kicks 5 in all. Back came Mac Percival of the Bears with 3 in all, 8 by both teams, tying an NFL record. Seemed like a touchdown would never be scored in this game. But then, in the fourth quarter, 3 minutes and 41 seconds elapsed. Watch number 22, Cyril Pinder. The handoff from Bobby Douglas to Pinder. Pinder bursts up the middle. Power and speed at play. Nobody's going to touch him. 40 yards, touchdown. The Bears tie it 15-15. And then this. The attempt for the point after. Bobby Douglas, the would-be holder. The bad snap. Bobby dropping back, looking for someone, anyone to throw to. And finding him in the person of middle linebacker Dick Butkus. An extraordinary play. The Bears win it 16-15 over the Washington Redskins. What a play. Atlanta Stadium. The dance of happiness before the game, the Falcons against the Giants. First quarter, 5 minutes remaining. Atlanta leading 7-0. Tarkenton handing off to Tucker Frederickson, number 24. Off damaged knees, 2 knee operations. Still a great player. Moving downfield, showing the greatness now. Running in all 37 yards. The Giants getting ready to strike back. Some plays later. Tarkenton dropping back, looking for his receiver. Loves to throw to his tight end in clutch situations, Bob Tucker. This time is no exception. Tucker grabs it. The Giants tie it at 7-7. Third quarter action. Atlanta now leading 10-7. Ferry in at quarterback for the Falcons. Looking for his tight end, Jim Mitchell, finding him all alone. Touchdown. Atlanta soars to a 10-point lead, 17-7. The Giants are coming back. Third quarter action, 2:23 remaining. The handoff to Bobby Duhan. A 4-yard jaunt for a touchdown. It's 17-14. Atlanta still leading. The Giants coming back. Tarkenton exercising ball control in the fourth quarter. 34 seconds remaining on the Atlanta 2-yard line. Tarkenton with the quarterback sneak. Big gamble. It works. Giants win 21-17.
Here's a child whose father loves shaving so much, he won't let him in the bathroom. Look at him. What causes this? Only Schick Super Chromium. It's so comfortable you'll actually look forward to your next shave.
Your boots need polishing. Sorry, sir. Your buckle needs shining. Sorry, sir. And you need a shave.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
What makes the soldier so happy? Only Schick Super Chromium. It's so comfortable you'll actually look forward to your next shave.
I'll tell you, if my trucks don't start, I'm out of business. My name is Jack Thompson, and during the winter, my job here in Muskegon is snow removal. That means getting my trucks started when temperatures hit 0 and even below. We get around 125 inches of snow every year, and that's a lot of starts. So I use dry Sunoco gasoline. It starts my trucks every time. I'd go out of my way 10 miles to get to a Sunoco station.
With dry Sunoco gasoline all winter long, your car starts like it's summertime. And with dry Sunoco, you get the bonus of 260 action. The action of the highest octane gasoline at any station, anywhere. The custom blending pump blends 260 into every gallon of premium, middle premiums, even regular. Only Sunoco has 260 action. And every gallon is dry.
The Orange Bowl, Miami, Florida. The Dolphins to go against the Pittsburgh Steelers. First quarter action. Miami leading 3-0. Pittsburgh's ball. Bradshaw passing 30 yards to Dave Smith. And it's a touchdown in Pittsburgh. The underdog takes a 7-3 lead. We're still in the first quarter. 4:45 remaining. 7-3 still the score. Bradshaw with the golden arm. Throwing again. Complete to Ronnie Shanklin. Touchdown, the Steelers. Moving to a 14-3 edge. Down there, they didn't want to believe it. Now it's the second quarter. 2:17 in. Bradshaw passing 16 yards. Again to Dave Smith. Another Pittsburgh touchdown. 21-3. The Miami Cars appearing hopeless. A big upset apparently underway. We're in the second quarter. 9 minutes remaining. Bob Greasy out of a night in the hospital. Throwing 41 yards to Howard Twilley. And now the Dolphins have begun their comeback. This is 4 plays later. Watch Bob Greasy. Supposedly subpar. Throwing 12 yards. Paul Warfield. Touchdown. 21-10 Pittsburgh. Still in the second quarter. 1:48 left. Bob Greasy back again. What a young quarterback Greasy is. He finds Paul Warfield, the very great receiver from Ohio State by way of Cleveland. And this is an 86-yard touchdown play. Pittsburgh 21, Miami 17. This is fourth quarter action, the first play of the quarter. Greasy again. Who else? Paul Warfield. A 60-yard touchdown play. Miami bails it out over Pittsburgh, 24-21. Shea Stadium, record crowd, 63,940. Against the Colts, the Jets trying to surprise Bob Davis in on the quarterback sneak. Second play of the second quarter. Jets 7, Baltimore nothing. Dreams of an upset such as a week ago against Kansas City, but not to be. That's Don Nottingham going in the third quarter with 8:08 remaining. Baltimore, led by John Unitas, ties it up at 7-7. Still in the third quarter, the handoff from Unitas to Tom Matte. The gifted ball player who never looks good enough but always does what he has to do, makes the touchdown. Baltimore leads it 14-7. Still the third quarter. Next to the last play, Bob Davis back, passing to Emerson Boozer, number 32. Boozer down the left sideline. Boozer picking up vast yardage. Boozer finally down, and the Jets are ready to make their move. That play gained 36 yards. This is 4 plays later. Davis back in the pocket. Looks for and finds Richie Castor. And the youngster from Jackson State corrals the pigskin. It's 14-13. Extra point attempt. Halfield kicking. The kick blocked by Ted the Mad Stark Hendricks. And now Halfield looking for somebody to throw it to, but the ball, of course, is dead. And so it remains at 14-13. We're still in the fourth quarter. Bob Davis trying to rescue this contest. Looking for his favorite target again. Richard Castor. Brilliant catch. Just inbound. The Jets again in field goal position. Score 14-13 Baltimore. The field goal attempt from the 22. Bobby Halfield kicking. Again the kick is blocked, this time by Jerry Logan. Baltimore saves the game 14-13.
A wild day yesterday, and we're having quite a football game here this evening in San Diego. You see the Cardinals out in front of the Chargers 10-3. An NFL Monday Night Football, the St. Louis Cardinals versus the San Diego Chargers, is being brought to you by Goodyear, the only makers of long-wearing polyglass tires, and by Mercury, where better ideas make better cars. It's as simple as that. Mercury makes better cars. That's a sign of the cap. And we'll be ready for the second half kickoff between the Cardinals and the Chargers after this word from our local station.
Longstreet is witness to murder Thursday night on ABC.
Top of your screen is Mel Gray, number 85, Norm Thompson. The bottom of your screen, awaiting the kickoff, Dennis Partee to get the second half underway. Cardinals out in front of the Chargers, 10-3. Frank Gifford, along with Howard Cosell and Don Meredith. This will be handled by Mel Gray near the sidelines. No, he lets it bound through the end zone. Touchback. Cardinals got out in front of the first quarter. And Jim Hart will take a look at it.
This is the way they got in front, Frank. It's a rollout by Jim Hart, number 17. An option runner pass. He's throwing down into the end zone. Number 83, Jim McFarland, is the one that makes this catch. You saw that Hart rolled out, about on the 5 or 6 yard line. McFarland caught it at the end of the end zone.
All right, we're underway. Jim Hart opening again at quarterback. His set backs are Sid Edwards and MacArthur Lane. Gilliam is one flanker. Dave Williams, the other flanker. Gilliam is at the top of your screen. Williams to the right. First and 10 from the 20. This is MacArthur Lane. Moving behind the block of Reynolds. Up over the 25 to about the 26. Williams there to make the stop defensively for the Cardinals. A fine offensive line of the Cardinals that has had their problems this year. Nevertheless, they have good talent. Ernie McMillan, 73. The right tackle. Clyde Williams, 63. The right guard. Wayne Mulligan is a center. He's number 50. Irv Goody, who played center last week, has now moved back to left guard, 55. Bob Reynolds is the left tackle. Second down and 3. The ball at the 26 for the Cardinals. Out to the left is Williams. Covered there by Beauchamp. Gilliam is to the right. Covered by Howard. Edwards gets the call. He'll be short of the first down. And defensively for the Chargers, a young team. Tom Williams, who made that tackle, number 87. Left tackle, Ron East. Brother Williams at left end. East is the left tackle, 77. Hardy, the right tackle, number 80. Steve DeLong, the right hand, 82. Pete Barnes, one linebacker. He'll always play the weak side linebacker. That is the man who is not over the tight end. He's number 59. Bob Babbage is in the middle, 60. Rick Redmond, 66. The left side linebacker. Third and very short yardage as Hart brings up his stacked short yardage offense. Shivers the deep man. Edwards gets the lunging call. He'll be close, but did he make it? Big pile up at the 30-yard line. All right, we will await the call. Ron East, Kevin Hardy, the bottom of that pile. First and 10 for St. Louis. In that San Diego Chargers secondary, one change this evening from their previous defensive set of the past few weeks is number 30, Brian Salter. He's at the strong safety. His job tonight is to cover Jackie Smith, a difficult one. Bob Howard, the left cornerback, 24. The right cornerback, Joe Beauchamp, 40. Chris Fletcher, the free safety, 44. First and 10 Cardinals from the 31, their own 31. This is MacArthur Lane. Lane picks up 4 yards to the 34. Second down now and 6. 12 minutes, 35 seconds remain in the third quarter. Arthur Lane having one of his better nights. Came into this game with 316 yards rushing. Gilliam is left. Williams is right. Gilliam covered by Beauchamp. Hard in trouble. DeLong missed. What an arm he's got, and he has Gilliam all alone.
Ooh, what a collision, too.
Gilliam holds on to the football, and he really took a shot. He's inside the 25 of the Chargers, and John, he threw that football like a slingshot.
He did. He got hit pretty well when he threw that one. That was a mixed-up play. Let's take a look at it again. You see on split screen, he's trying to hit Gilliam out there on his left. Well covered, comes back and throws out on this side. That one's covered also. He begins to scramble. You'll see Gilliam turn up to go, which is a very smart move by the receiver. Hart throws, and just as he throws, he's really wiped out. Gilliam coming back, and look at this collision here in the secondary by the Chargers. Wow.
Brian Salter really hitting Gilliam. And with timeout, our score, the St. Louis Cardinals 10, the San Diego Chargers 3.
It's going to be a pass, and it's going to be a run.
This man is meeting the challenge of NFL strategy, the brain game for serious football nuts. It gives you over 6,000 play possibilities and a playbook like the ones used in the NFL.
And first and goal on your 2.
It's as close to the real game as you can get without body contact. NFL strategy. by Tudor.
Before you buy a snow tire, take a close look at the Goodyear Suburbanite Polyglass tire. The snow tire for tough winters, with more than 150 big cleats, built deep to bite deep. It's the kind of rugged tread you need to tame a tough winter. The Goodyear Suburbanite Polyglass tire. The snow tire for tough winters.
On the sidelines is Joe Beauchamp, who let Gilliam get behind him in the zone defense. Along with Chris Fletcher, he came back, made the tackle. He was shaken up, but he appears to be all right. The ball resting now on the Chargers' 24-yard line. Pick up a 42 yards on that pass play. Williams is right, Gilliam is left. Jackie Smith jumps off sides, and he is upset. Lane, well, he'll move around. No whistle is blown that we heard until now, and he...
That was a good move by Lane, though, Frank. A lot of times you'll see something like that, and the whistle will blow, which does stop it. But the whistle didn't blow, as you pointed out. Arthur Lane kept running, got back to that line of scrimmage. Had they tackled him back on about the 30 there, I'm sure that would have been another decision for San Diego Chargers. Jackie, you could see, expressed his
chagrin.
Chagrin, disgust. He didn't like it. Didn't like his own move. He wasn't pleased with himself. Cost the Cardinals 5 yards, and they were in good position. Now 1st and 15.
Moving from the 29-yard line, the Chargers' 29-yard line. Jim Hart puts Gilliam tight to the left side. Out to the right comes Dave Williams. Jackie Smith, the tight end, to the right side. Smith covered by Salter. Howard is covering Williams. And in the backside, this is Gilliam over the middle. Gets back to about the 20. Fletcher is there. Chris Fletcher, who had moved to the right cornerback after Joe Beauchamp was shaken up. Fletcher went to the cornerback, and Jim Hill came in as the free safety. Pickup of almost 10. It'll be 2nd down and 6.
Be careful of that Jim Hill, Frank. Used to be a disc jockey. Now he's a sports announcer.
Larry Wilson, 12-year veteran.
Nobody can chew gum like Larry Wilson.
He can't chew at the front because they're not there. On 2nd and 6. Going deep for Gilliam, and he can't hold on to it. Back there deep was Chris Fletcher. And Hart, when Fletcher was moved to the corner, went right to work on him. He's not familiar with that spot. And he's picked on a tough man in Gilliam.
He sure has. We saw Gilliam scintillate in his second game of the year. Let's take another look at it. And watch Gilliam go right past Fletcher, each man wearing number 44.
Split screen. Well, you'll see Hart come back. As he'll probably say to Gilliam, son, all I can do is get it there. He used his speed to pull away from Fletcher because Fletcher was in pretty good position. He just weaved to the outside, and man, that is where you try to get it. Right out in front, laying it out there. Too bad about that, John.
3rd down and 6. The ball from the 29-yard line. Beauchamp is back into the ball game. This goes out. The attempt to MacArthur Lane, incomplete.
That one was slightly deflected. He had MacArthur Lane open out there. That would have at least been good enough for his 1st down. So that's the second one, I believe, tonight that's been deflected by the Charger front line.
So on 4th down, Jim Bakken will come in for the Cardinals. Jim Bakken, the 2nd most prolific scorer, as we mentioned earlier, active today, behind only George Blanda. He'll kick this from the 27-yard line. Blocked, and picked off.
Oh, that one could have been trouble there.
Big play. Jim Tolbert caught that ball in midair.
I think the Chargers have been watching the Baltimore Colts.
1st and 10 Chargers. Score remains. Cardinals 10, Chargers 3. Ray White blocked that kick for San Diego. 1st and 10 Chargers. They'll move from their own 27-yard line. Hadel got all of his backs out. Fires to Montgomery. Worley misses the tackle. And a big scramble at the 38-yard line.
First down, Chargers. Give a lot of credit to that San Diego offensive line. Hadel had good time to throw. He's put out Montgomery to this side. You'll see Montgomery setting over here. This is a double flanker, double wing, what do you want to call it? He's isolated. His pattern actually is not what you call one of your real fancy patterns, but he had Worley coming up. Worley missed the tackle. But Hadel had good time to throw that time.
First and 10, the Chargers now moving from their own 39-yard line. Both wide receivers go to the right, Garrison and Billy Parks. Hadel on the quick count. Fires out to Montgomery.
That one could be trouble. And look at him go.
Rush. Washington out in front. Miller Farr takes Montgomery out of bounds. He's inside of the Cardinals' 30-yard line.
Looks like Montgomery hurt his ankle a little bit. That was a great move by Miller Farr to keep that one from going all the way. As they say in the trade, the old intangible superstar, Mo Minham, now seems to be wearing the San Diego Charger uniform.
And as Frank mentioned, Big Russ Washington, 23 now coming out. Big Russ Washington leading with the blocking there. A young man drafted by the Chargers, played defense for a couple of years, and now on offense and doing a good job.
From the 32-yard line, the Chargers moving. Queen. Jeff Queen breaking tackles, moving inside the 25.
He's just slipping and sliding right on through.
Pickup of about 9 yards for Jeff Queen.
They're alive now.
On the sidelines, Mike Montgomery trying to shake off the effects of a blow as he had moved San Diego Chargers into good field position. Garrison now goes to the right. Out to the left comes the leading receiver for the Chargers, Billy Parks. Second down, a yard to go. The ball resting on the 24-yard line. This is Garrett cutting back. Inside the 20 to the 18 is Mike Garrett. First down.
Here's Jamie Rivers, the middle linebacker, injured slightly earlier in the game. He's going to make the tackle. You'll see the flow go away. Watch this move by Garrett, number 20. As he stops, cuts back against the flow. Here comes Rivers in, number 53, to make it. They did pick up a first down.
The ball now at the 18-yard line. Chargers trailing. They trail by 7, 10-3. Out to the right goes Garrison. Parks to the left. Yes, Queen to the 15-yard line. A pickup of 3.
Queen to the 15.
Pull it.
I'm working on it.
And we can tell you, as we mentioned earlier, that as the passing situation presents itself to John Hadel, he likes to throw on second and long yardage. Billy Parks, the leading receiver in the American Football Conference, who lost that lead yesterday to Dave Smith of the Pittsburgh Steelers, who caught 6 against Miami. And Billy Parks has regained that lead. Second down, the ball on the 15. 7 yards to go. Montgomery hurdles one tackler, moves to the 12.
Getting close, Don, and we're getting close to this Saturday with ABC's Wide World of Sports coming on at 2 o'clock. 2 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. UCLA against USC from the LA Coliseum at 3:30 Eastern Standard Time. Notre Dame against LSU from Baton Rouge, Louisiana at 8 o'clock Eastern Time. This Saturday.
7 minutes and 22 seconds remain in the third quarter. A critical down for the San Diego Chargers. Both wide receivers, Garrison and Billy Parks, move out to the right. Hadel with a single back remaining. Slips and falls, recovers. He picks up the first down, or very close to it.
I believe that was a called quarterback draw. You saw him go back to that double wing formation that he used earlier. He had Montgomery come out of the backfield, set to his left. He had 2 wide receivers to the wide side of the field. 1 remaining back in Jeff Queen was set in a wide pitch position. That's going to be a little short, I believe, Frank. Or is it? Yeah.
How do you call it, then?
You got to go for it, man. You're down here. Pettis, tell him. Pettis is out there talking to him. Let's watch this. You'll see Jamie Rivers is the middle linebacker. Hadel goes back 2 steps, but slips right there. Had he not slipped, he could have gotten in there a little bit quicker. Russ Washington is in there blocking on that one.
All right, 4th down. The ball about the 9.5-yard line. You saw how much Hadel needs. And he has it. John Hadel lunging forward.
Two crucial situations. Again, power running from the quarterback position.
John Hadel picking up the first down. The ball now at the 8-yard line of the St. Louis Cardinals. It'll be first and goal.
The Cardinals get tough down here. They play a little bit tighter. They've got good coordination in their defense. Let's see what John wants to do. I bet he throws.
On first down.
I lost.
Montgomery. Montgomery running hard inside the 5. Hit there by Joe Schmeezing. 82.
And also number 8, Larry Wilson.
Ground level camera, you'll see him. A straight handoff, off tackle. That's Montgomery. Good block, made his cut. Larry Wilson, number 8, is right there getting a shot of it. Larry Wilson, and that's Jankowski. Ron Jankowski in there closing.
From the 4-yard line on second down, both wide receivers to the right, Garrison and Parks. Running hard is Jeff Queen. He's in
there it goes.
Jeff Queen, tackled by Mike McGill, but he got into the end zone. And this game is 1 point away from being tied up.
All right, let's watch it again. A straight handoff. Jeff Queen, number 47. Fighting his way across. Let's take a look at it again. Straight handoff in there. Jeff Queen, number 47, picking up his block. Terry Owens, Doug Wilkerson were in there. That ties it up.
Dennis Partee ties it up. When with timeout, the score, the St. Louis Cardinals 10, the San Diego Chargers 10.
Harry, your hair looks like it just died. It needs the bounce, Harry. Looks alive and natural, Harry. Ask Harry.
This year, we set out to shrink the ride of a big car into a new personal-size Mercury Montego MX Brougham and came up with 1972's Car of the Year. That's what Road Test Magazine decided, officially. They looked at over 40 new cars and picked our personal-size Montego for its authentic big car ride. We told you Mercury Montego would make a splash at the sign of the cat.
Dennis Partee, who has just tied up this football game, gets set to kick off to Mel Gray, number 85, and Norm Thompson, number 43. 5 minutes and 32 seconds remain to be played in the third quarter. All tied up at 10 apiece. A wobbly kick. Mel Gray will field it at the goal line.
And he is in. Look at him there. Man, he got some open.
There he goes. Mel Gray run out of bounds finally by Jim Hill, and did he fly up that sideline?
Did he ever? And momentum has just switched sides. Momentum is now with the Cardinals. Look at Mel Gray. This one did hit in front of him. You get a feeling right there. He's taken off with that one. Good blocking by the Cardinal special teams. Made a cut to the outside. As been pointed out earlier, he does have great speed. Right up that sideline. This thing could have easily gone all the way. That's Jimmy Hill coming over number 39 to keep him from going all the way.
59-yard return by Mel Gray. First and 10 for the Cardinals, moving from the 41-yard line of the Chargers. Jim Hart firing for Lane. He says, I have it. MacArthur Lane hit by Jimmy Hill, and it is complete. Down to the 23-yard line. As we continue to see more and more of these setbacks coming out of the backfield.
That ball got there at about a tie with MacArthur Lane and Jimmy Hill. MacArthur Lane just reached in there and took it away from him. On about the 22 right now.
Defensively, the Chargers line up their own 20-yard line. The Cardinals 1st and 10. The ball at the 23 of the Chargers. To the right is Gray. Going back is Hart. Firing again over the middle, and again intended for MacArthur Lane. Brother Sid Edwards this time coming out of the backfield, and one of the great pros of all time, Larry Wilson. 6 times in the last 6 years, this man has been all-pro.
Guarantee he's not thinking about anything other than what he can do to help his defensive team play a little bit better.
On the contrary, he's rooting for a touchdown.
Well, he's talking to somebody.
That'll make his job easier.
What in the world?
Tough little cookie. Through all the years, maybe the best one-on-one tackler of any defensive secondary in football.
It's 2nd down now for his teammates. They're moving on the 23-yard line of the Chargers. Mel Gray right, Gilliam left. This is Lane. Lane back to the 20. And Hart now will be faced with the 3rd, and we'll call it a long 8. His receivers will be Jackie Smith.
Not a bad football game, Frank. 2 teams, as we pointed out, at 3 and 5. Nowhere really to go in the standings, but 2 teams with good ability in moving the football, and what we've got is a good, tight, all-even ball game, and St. Louis again in threatening position.
Gilliam goes left. He'll be covered there by Beauchamp. Out to the right comes Mel Gray, covered by Howard. The tight end, Jackie Smith. Good field position on the right side. Hart's going to pass. Intercepted. Brian Salter drops the football, picks up the football. Double dribble.
Well, I don't know what that. Let's take another look at that one in a little while, because it was right into his hands.
Well, you've got to give the Chargers a lot of credit. Twice they've stifled St. Louis drives in this half. Once by blocking the kick. Let's take another look at it and let Dandy take over.
Well, I know he had a 2-man pattern. He faked that draw. Came back. He had Jackie Smith crossing across. Had Gilliam coming in there. The ball seemed to be way overthrown. Right into Salter, number 30. He dropped the ball right there. As we can see, well, we'll take a look at it again in a minute, maybe.
Chargers running back to their 48-yard line. Hadel throwing out in the flat to Queen. Queen upended at the 49-yard line. Larry Stallings, 67, moving out from his left linebacking position. That's the first Cardinal turnover of this football game. 3 minutes, 29 seconds remain to be played in the 3rd quarter, and the clock is moving.
Interesting to see the way some draft choices work out, Frank. An unsung draft choice, number 5 by the Chargers, Brian Salter from Pitt. Mike Montgomery, who's played so well tonight. All the talk was about Brockington and Riggins in the draft room. Nobody mentioned Montgomery.
On 2nd and 9, both wide receivers come out to the left, Parks and Garrison. Hadel sending both backs out. Fired over the middle. Pettis Norman. Norman to the 44-yard line of the St. Louis Cardinals. An ABC Sports exclusive coverage of NFL Monday Night Football pauses 5 seconds for station identification. Hadel now 15 for 20. He has a 3rd and short yardage. He's been known to play action and go for the bomb. He puts both his wide receivers, Garrison, Parks, out to the right. Montgomery now shifts to the right along with Queen. They're the setbacks. Queen goes nowhere. Nailed at the line of scrimmage for a loss, as a matter of fact.
Larry Stallings was in there, man. They buckled up. Cardinal defense came in. MacArthur's ready to go now.
That will bring on 4th down. It will also bring on Dennis Partee, who is going to have to kick this football from about... Well, they decide not to go for the field goal. Partee, who does double duty as a punter and a kicker, they will punt. He'll be kicking to Roger Worley, 22, and Larry Willingham. High kick. Almost kicked out of the stadium. That ball will be dead there.
What a super move.
Luck. What luck.
Well, that's not luck. That man knows how to do that stuff. He's down there with them. There's old Chris Fletcher, who was down there waiting on him. Partee kicked that thing so high his old men got down there.
Dennis Partee, give him credit for that. He kicked the ball Well, I don't think I've ever seen one kick that high. He's big, 6'1", 240, and he really got into it. 45-yard punt. And the Cardinals will take over on their own 1-yard line. And with timeout, the score, the Cardinals 10, the Chargers 10.
Hi. When you're really hungry, stop at McDonald's and ask for the big meal. What you'll get is a Big Mac, a large order of fries, and a really big drink. What you won't get is a big bill. That's the big meal. It's a great deal for dinner.
You deserve a break today at McDonald's.
Now you don't have to get high-priced to get high fidelity. With Zenith's new modular stereo systems that fit right into your life. You can fit in just about every stereo feature you've ever wanted, from a tuning meter right down to the tape deck. And there's a complete line of modular models and prices. So let Zenith fill the space in your life with beautiful music.
A minute and 27 seconds remain to be played in the third quarter from San Diego, California, on a beautiful night. And we've got a dilly going. The Cardinals 10, the Chargers 10. And Dennis Partee has just kicked a high punt, which was down by Chris Fletcher on the 1-yard line of the St. Louis Cardinals. They're 99 yards away from untying this game. There's Jim Hart going all the way for the Cardinals tonight. He'll sneak it out to try and get some operation room. And he does move out to about the 3-yard line. Tell you quickly, the St. Louis Cardinals got on the scoreboard first. They picked up a 7-yard touchdown. Jim Hart to McFarland, the tight end. That was in the first period. Partee then hit on a 25-yard field goal for the San Diego Chargers. That made it 7-3 St. Louis. Then Bakken hit on a 13-yard field goal. That made it 10-3. It ended that way. And then Jeff Queen scored on a 4-yard run to tie it up at 10 apiece, and that's where it is. 2nd down and 8. The ball from the 3. Hart will try it again. And he moves over the 5. Bob Hallway, a career coach. Great University of Michigan athlete in his first year with the Cardinals. Given credit for molding the defensive unit of the Minnesota Vikings, where he joined Bud Grant when Grant came there in 1967. It's 3rd down now and 5. Hart has room to operate if he wishes. He puts Gray to the left. He's covered out there by Beauchamp. Out to the right is Gilliam, to be covered by Howard. He has his big tight end to the wide side of the field on the left. And he's going to go for a big one. Back there with Gilliam is Howard. Howard complaining he was tripped. Incomplete.
Let's take a look at it. He's going to go back. As Frank mentioned, he did get a little operating room. He just wound up and thrown it, and he does have a great throw. Looks to me like it might be a little offensive interference there with old Gilliam. But he was going for that ball.
4th down, and Chuck Lotterette will come on to kick from his own end zone, meaning the Chargers, able to handle the football, will be in good field position. They have Jerry Leviathan, Chris Fletcher deep. Lotterette will have to hurry this one. He does not have all the room that he would like to have, although he is back to his 15 yards. And Lotterette hits a booming punt. The fair catch just inside the 50 by Jerry Leviathan. And there is the gun. And that is the end of the third quarter with the score, the Cardinals 10, the Chargers 10. We'll return after this word from our local station.
Desi Arnaz Jr. and Christopher Norris star in the Movie of the Week tomorrow on ABC.
I'm Bart Starr of the Green Bay Packers. A quarterback needs a clear head to make good decisions. Don't mess around with drugs.
The beginning of the final period, the final quarter here here in San Diego. It's all tied up. The Cardinals 10, the Chargers 10. The Chargers have the football just inside their own territory, the ball at the 49. Both wide receivers come right, Parks and Garrison. Both backs out. This is Montgomery. Montgomery to the 43. Up into there by Jamie Rivers. This game is all tied up and is pretty close statistically. Chargers had multiple opportunities in the first half, but they just never gained the momentum until the second half. And they have been hitting. It'll be second down now, 2. Defensively, that's secondary for the Cardinals. Miller Farr on the left side. Larry Wilson and Larry Willingham are the safeties. Roger Worley, the right cornerback. John Hadel moving from the 43-yard line of the Cardinals. Hands off again to Montgomery. Montgomery breaks into the clear. Montgomery to the 33. Hit there by Larry Willingham.
He's a good one.
Sure looks that way tonight.
An off-tackle play on a quick count. You'll see Montgomery come in, break a tackle at the line of scrimmage. He's not only fast, but he's got some good moves.
First and 10. The Cardinals moving. Whether the Cardinals defending against the Cardinals. Gilliam looking on. Ball at the 33-yard line of the Cardinals. Both wide receivers called the flip offensive set. They're out to the left, fired over the middle to kind of form, and he cannot hold on to it.
Well,
Don, you didn't give him enough practice down there in Dallas.
Tell you what, we used to have, we didn't throw to Pettis that much, to be really honest. I don't know, we're talking about it today. Pettis says, you know, man, these guys out here are really throwing to me. Pettis is not known as an outstanding receiver, or was not known as an outstanding receiver in Dallas, and I imagine it has something to do. If you don't throw to him, they can't catch it. So we probably didn't use him enough. That one bounced in and out there that time.
It's second down and 10. Garrison goes out to the left, covered there by Worley. Parks is in the slot. He'll be covered there by Willingham and Wilson. The draw call to Queen. Brother Montgomery on the draw play. This will bring up third down for Hadel.
Yes, another one of those oft-mentioned third down situations, and a very big one for the Chargers. Now, they'd like this touchdown. Let the Cardinal play catch up.
Third and 12, the clock moving. 13 minutes. 10 seconds remain to be played in the game. Ball resting on the 34-yard line of the Cardinals. Parks goes out to the left. He'll be covered there by Worley. Out to the right comes Garrison. He's covered by Miller Farr. Tight end Norman on the right side. Hadel dropping back in a lot of trouble. He gets away from it. Firing deep for Parks. Can't hold on to it. Back there defending Roger Worley.
Great job of defending.
He is a beauty, as Frank mentioned at the top of the show. He's an all-pro cornerback. And that may be the greatest strength of the Cardinals as we take another look at this. They're fine secondary. You see Worley using his hands, legitimate under the circumstances, and then up to knock down the ball.
All right, now this is another thing to keep in mind. Hadel had a lot of time to throw this time. He was almost trapped. The defenders went down. You'll see him come back. Great recovery by Worley.
From the 42-yard line, Dennis Partee will try to untie the football game. And he'll be wide left. Dennis Partee misses. And NFL Monday Night Football, the St. Louis Cardinals versus the San Diego Chargers, continues from San Diego Stadium with the score, the Cardinals 10, the Chargers 10.
We're back, driving home the same point about anti-leak Zerex Antifreeze. It stops most common radiator leaks, just like that. Follow directions. Flush a dirty cooling system first. Zerex guarantees you complete satisfaction for a full year, or write DuPont for your money back. Anti-leak Zerex, guaranteed not to run out on you.
I'm shaving in this Demolition Derby car to prove how hard it is to nickel cut yourself with this new razor, the Easy Rider from Schick. You see, these protective bumps, along the guard bar, help to keep the blade from digging in.
A
a safe, smooth shave. Right now, you can get this Easy Rider razor free when you buy this special pack of Schick Super Chromium blades. It's a good deal.
Here's a good one. Roger Worley, whom we've been speaking of, 6'1", 195 pounds in his third year, a #1 draft pick out of Missouri 3 years ago. Cardinals take over, 1st and 10 after the touchback, the missed field goal by Partee, the ball on their own 20. This is Lane. Gets away from Williams down the sidelines. Moving for about 8 yards out of bounds at the 29-yard line. Kevin Hardy moving over to make the stop.
He got away from Tom Williams, as Frank noted that time, but Williams has played a good game tonight. He's been all over the field. #2 draft choice a year ago, and funny kind of kid, sort of a hippie. When Sid Gilman called him, asked him to come in to sign his contract, he said, "I got a great hotel room for you." Williams said, "I sleep on the beach."
The ball at the 29 on 2nd down. A yard and a half to go for the Cardinals, 1st down. Running hard. Sid Edwards. Upended right about the line of scrimmage. You know, a lot of players wear contact lenses. You see Jamie Rivers adjusting his. He says, "I got it, man." There you are, Jamie Rivers. As his teammates pick up the 1st down. The crowd of 46,000, the partisan crowd here at San Diego, they would have liked to have seen a measure on that. They weren't sure of that. Ball resting on the 30-yard line of the Cardinals. This is Jim Hart, who has Mel Gray out to the left, Gilliam out to the right. Now he moves his setbacks with the automatic. Fired out to MacArthur Lane. Babbage misses as Lane moves over the 35 to the 36.
It appeared to be an audible. You saw a couple of the guys move after he had made his first call. I think he anticipated a blitz. It didn't come. MacArthur Lane, on most patterns that are designed against the blitz, is to go out into the flat to get man-to-man coverage in that secondary. Couldn't find his man open downfield. Just threw out to the flat where MacArthur Lane was.
Pickup of 6 yards for Lane. The ball at the 36-yard line of the Cardinals. Mel Gray again left. Gilliam to the right on 2nd down. Again, the automatic call. Lane again following Sid Edwards. He'll be short of the 1st down on about the 39-yard line. Steve DeLong, number 82, in the tackle, along with Kevin Hardy, 80. They make up half of the front four. That includes Ron East, 77, and Tom Williams, 87. Linebackers remain intact. Rick Redmond, 66. Bob Babbage, 60 in the middle. Pete Barnes, 59 on the right side.
The San Diego defense seems to be putting it together a little better tonight, don't you think, Frank?
That they are, and one of the reasons is that middle linebacker, number 60, Bob Babbage. The stacked short yardage offense. On 3rd and a long one, Roy Shivers is the deep man. This is MacArthur Lane with the football, and did the second effort make it? He'll be very close. And this time they will measure, I believe.
While we're awaiting the measurement, there is, I think, another reason why the San Diego defense is going to get better in the years to come and may even be showing its improvement tonight, Frank. You remember in the 50s when San Francisco came in to play a game against your Giants. You were on the team. Chuck Connolly, then the quarterback. You were the heavy favorites, but San Francisco won that day, and their defensive coach was a fellow named Bill Bingston. The first thing, we're going to look at Babbage now. He's been all over the field tonight. We've talked about him from time to time.
Babbage and Jimmy Hill. I'd say that MacArthur Lane just kind of powered his way over him.
This on 1st down. Hart wants to go out to the flat. He wants to go to Lane. It's incomplete.
Just to finish that story, Frank, you remember San Francisco upset you guys. Vince Lombardi was your offensive coach. He never forgot the 49er defense against his offense that day. The first thing he did when he took over at Green Bay was hire Bingston to lead the defense. Bingston has been hired this year by Gilman to lead the defense.
And a fine job he's done. The team has come along. Again, I'll tell you, it's very young. Has a lot of promise, and particularly on the corners Bob Howard has been a good one all year long. Beauchamp, another one. We now have a second down and 10. The ball at the 40-yard line of the Cardinals. 9 minutes, 48 seconds remain to be played. Hart for Jackie Smith. He has him.
Boy,
Jackie Smith inside the 35. Jim Hill made the stop, but as Don said, he slipped it right between two defenders, and he can hold on to it in a crowd.
Good throw by Hart, too. His linebackers had good depth. They dropped back about 10 or 15 yards. The arch of that football had to be just right to drop over those linebackers' heads and into Jackie Smith's arms before he got to the secondary. It's a big first down for St. Louis.
The ball at the 34-yard line of the San Diego Chargers as Mel Gray comes left, Gilliam goes right. Fire to Jackie Smith. He can't hold on to it.
Oh, goodness alive.
Bryant Salter picks it out of the air. His second interception.
Well, we'll have to see that one again. I'm telling you, looked like Jackie had it, balancing it up. It did pop up in the air. Jackie Smith, you'll see at the bottom of your screen, number 81, comes out on a slant out. He's drilled in there. Tried to one-hand it, and Salter just went over him and intercepted. Great interception. That cat's doing all right. Yes.
And with timeout, the score is the Cardinals 10, the Chargers 10.
When the winter really gets tough, some people just spin their wheels. But now there's a snow tire for tough winters. The Goodyear Suburbanite Polyglass tire. It's the kind of rugged tread you need to tame a tough winter. With more than 150 big cleats. Built deep to bite deep. The Goodyear Suburbanite Polyglass tire. The snow tire for tough winters.
This is Bryant Salter, a fifth-round draft pick from the University of Pittsburgh. He's just made his second interception. He started for the first time tonight, replacing Jim Talbert, who had been the regular safety, and what a night he's had. The Chargers, 1st and 10. They're moving from the 32-yard line, their own 32. It's all tied up. This is Montgomery. Montgomery over the 35 to the 38-yard line.
Tackled by Wilson and Rivers.
Jamie Rivers and Larry Wilson make the stop. Gain of 6.
And 6 yards. For 38.
8 minutes, 27 seconds remain to be played. The ball resting now in the 37.5 yard line of the Chargers. Parks goes out to the left, Garrison to the right. Montgomery with a big hole.
Boy, they opened it up there, and I sure like the way this young man moves. He is quick.
He's really seen two good offensive shows tonight. These things are, it's amazing how close they are. San Diego just went ahead in first downs that time, but the passing and the running for both teams almost identical. So is the score. That might have something to do with it. Haven't had that much scoring, yet we both expected, or everybody expected this game to be a high-scoring battle.
The Cardinals defensive unit brace Chargers on their own 49-yard line. Montgomery gets the call again, moves into Cardinal territory at the 49.
And the clock running, 7:22 to go. And after tonight, Frank, only 240 more minutes of Monday Night Football this year. Green Bay at Atlanta next week. Then The Bears go down to the Orange Bowl to face the Dolphins. Then Kansas City goes to Candlestick Park to go against the 49ers. And then back to the Los Angeles Coliseum comes George Allen and the Washington Redskins against the LA Rams. Good sketch.
Why didn't you just say 4 more games instead of 240 minutes?
Second down, call it a long 8. The ball resting just into Cardinal territory. Hadel faking the draw. Fires out to Montgomery with good blocking. Russ Washington out in front. Russ Washington with a great block. Moves Montgomery inside the Cardinal 40. First down.
Old Mo is back on San Diego's team now, it looks like. He faked the draw and flipped it out to Montgomery. As Frank pointed out, it was a good semi-screen set out. He had that offensive line out in front of him. He's used Montgomery on the last 4 plays. Oftentimes you'll see him now try to give him a rest, and he might look for Jeff Queen to do a little something back there.
On 1st and 10, the ball at the 35.5-yard line. Hadel puts both wide receivers. Parks, Garrison to the left. Jeff Queen picking up yardage to the 34-yard line, making the 33-yard line of the Cardinals. Jamie Rivers on the tackle.
You know, figured in the last play, as he's figured many tonight, though we haven't singled him out, number 78, Walt Sweeney. One of the really great players at his position of his time, an all-pro offensive guard. He executes at his position, Frank, the way Forrest Gregg used to in his prime at Green Bay.
He is a good one, as are many of those offensive blockers for John Hadel. The number 1 offensive team in the American Football Conference, the San Diego Chargers. From the 34-yard line. Again, Hadel with good faking. Fires over the... This is Parks.
Man, that's mixing them up. Great fake in the backfield. I think it held that linebackers where they didn't get as deep as they have been. Enabled Parks to get in there behind him. He's some kind of receiver. You see that fake? He came back right over the linebackers. Larry Wilson to go to the outside. Parks stumbled a little bit after he caught that when he could have possibly scored.
He is some ball player. At Worcester, Ohio last year, between preseason games, Billy Parks decided football wasn't his bag. Stayed out last year, came back this year. Loves the game now, and what a job he's doing.
1st and 10, the ball at the 10. Parks with 4 catches, 60 yards, has regained the pass-catching lead in the American Football Conference, and all of the NFL, as a matter of fact. Montgomery again. Breaking a tackle, moving to the 5. Larry Willingham on the stop.
And the clock, a very important factor. 4:16, 4:15, and counting down.
The Chargers showing a lot of fire here in the second half. We're in the final quarter. 4 minutes and 2 seconds remain. It's tied up, 10 apiece. Cardinals moved out in front in the first quarter. Scoring on a touchdown pass, Hart to McFarland. They now are in danger of going behind. Both wide receivers move right on 2nd down. Montgomery gets the call. Maybe a yard for Montgomery.
Cardinals stopped that one.
82. Joe Schmeezing was there, along with Ralph Kruger, number 70. All right, you'd have to suspect that Hadel must put the ball in the air. He is going to get a play from Sid Gilman, whom we're watching on the sidelines, from Chuck Dicus. 3 minutes, 20 seconds remain in the final quarter. It's a short yardage set. Now, Hadel says, I don't want Dicus. I want timeout. I want to talk to you, Sid. And with timeout, score the Cardinals 10, the Chargers 10.
Remember, gentlemen, this matter is strictly confidential. No word of what passes among us today must...
Panasonic cassette tape recorders give you lots of ways to remember. Some with hidden microphones, even some with built-in radios. And these Panasonics set the right recording level automatically, so you can expect a beautiful playback.
Remember, gentlemen,
even when you don't expect it. Panasonic, just slightly ahead of our time.
Getting onto the freeway at rush hour is a challenge if your car has this problem. Step on the gas and it stumbles, falters. That's called hesitation. In real cars, it may be caused by poor fuel distribution. If it is, you may get help from Esso. 3 new efficiency gasolines with HTA. Try a couple of tankfuls. For a lot of cars, that's all you may need to overcome hesitation and help you meet the freeway challenge.
It's 3rd and 4. John Hadel was sent in a play. He didn't like it. He called timeout, went over and conferred with his head coach, Sid Gilman. Tied up. The Cardinals 10. The Chargers 10. Hadel on a rollout option. Jeff Green, touchdown.
Oh, boy. I want to tell you that Hadel is a darn good quarterback, and he's a man. When he refused Dykes' play that Gilman sent in and went over, he established for everybody in this ballpark his leadership qualities. Don't you agree, Frank?
I do, and I think you saw the conversation between he and Gilman. Gilman respects this man also. He's been with him 10 years.
Again, here's the same type rollout Cardinals have used. Again, it puts pressure on the outside. No one covered Queen on that side. Someone missed an assignment. Had they not missed it, he'd still been in good position to either run or throw that thing in. You see a lot of rollouts down close to the goal line.
Hadel holding for Dennis Partee. It's good. And the cannon that always goes off when the Chargers score goes off here in San Diego.
You see it again in slow motion.
Good call, Don, when you say
I think it's a great call, and I agree with Howard. I think it not only is that he's trying to establish himself as the leader for that team, and they do believe in Hadel. He's proved himself too many times. You'll see it's wide open. Number 88 is Pettis Norman on the back side of your screen there. He also was open.
All right, as we await the kickoff with the Chargers leading 17-10, one last word about Johnny Hadel, who just led the Chargers to that touchdown. When we were here a year ago, our 4th Monday night game a year ago, the Chargers were playing the Packers and the fans were booing John Hadel out of this stadium. You know something about that, Dandy. They're not booing him now. Frank?
All right, Dennis Partee will kick off the final quarter. We have 3 minutes and 16 seconds remaining to be played in the game. The Chargers have gone out in front. Mel Gray, Norm Thompson are deep. Mel Gray. Back to the 29-yard line for Mel Gray.
Don't forget, fans, this Saturday on ABC, an exciting sports tripleheader. ABC's Wide World of Sports at 2. Get that, 2 Eastern Time. UCLA versus USC from the LA Coliseum at 3:30 Eastern Time. And then Notre Dame against LSU from Baton Rouge at 8 Eastern Time. That's this Saturday.
Jim Hart will try and direct the Cardinals to a come-from-behind effort. Fires out to Sid Edwards. He can't hold on to the football.
Almost a duplicate of what we saw a while ago by the same man, Salter. Again, that popped up. Jim's not happy with that one. Hart can do it. He's had a good night tonight.
Salter has been an opportunist all night tonight. Again, referring to interesting things about the pro football draft, Frank, when you mentioned Salter, number 5 draft choice from Pitt. Remember the Green Bay Packers selected a defensive back this year, Charlie Hall, in the top 3 from Pitt.
He's had quite a night as Hart brings up his Cardinals. 2 minutes, 45 seconds remain to be played in this football game. He trails. Gilliam left, Gray right. Fires out to Gilliam, and this is almost picked off there by Beauchamp. They're both fighting for possession. And should it be simultaneous possession, it would go to the offensive unit.
Beauchamp was trying to prove his point, I think, to Gilliam, although it didn't make much difference to Gilliam. Again, just a quick out pattern. You'll see the ball gets there about the same time. Beauchamp does make a move in to try to pick it off. As Frank pointed out, if it's a tie, it does go to the offense.
On 3rd and 5, Jackie Smith. First down, the ball at the 48-yard line. Bob Babbage moving over to make the stop. Time, 2 minutes and 6 seconds. It'll be stopped with the 2-minute warning. The Cardinals lining up. They will not be able to get this one off. And with timeout, the score, the Chargers 17, the Cardinals 10.
This is a totally different kind of razor blade. It makes shaving easy. Now, I wouldn't dare do this with an ordinary blade, but Wilkinson has reinvented the razor blade. The bonded blade. Bonded permanently at the precise shaving angle and exposure. But don't do it this way. Use the handle that comes with it. It's even easier. Safer, too. The Wilkinson Bonded Shaving System. It makes shaving easy.
Lots of people talk about racing. Andy Granatelli does something about it. Championship racing is the ultimate test for automotive products. So he puts everything he's got into his racing machines, including plenty of STP oil treatment. Andy knows nothing helps cut heat, friction, and wear like STP. And when he tells you STP oil treatment can help your car run smoother, quieter, longer, he knows what he's talking about. At service stations everywhere, STP is the racer's edge.
Crazy Legs Gifford. Of course, they remember the third down catch in the key game against the Steelers in '63. One hand, and so they call him Crazy Legs.
Howard,
How would that,
Astoria.
Yeah, how would that have anything to do with Crazy Legs with one-handed catch?
That's the way they think.
That's the way you think.
Great football game.
Gifford.
The Cardinals, 1st and 10. They're on their own 48.5-yard line. They have 2 minutes to come from 7 points down. They trail 17-10. Jim Hart, who's had a good night. He's had passes dropped this evening. He puts Mel Gray to the left, covered there by Beauchamp. Up to the right is Gilliam. He drops back with both backs coming out. Right deep to Gilliam, and it'll be picked off. Howard, Bob Howard. Bob Howard picks off that Jim Hart attempt to John Gilliam.
Let's see what happens here. Gilliam coming down, square out and go. Howard didn't go for that square out at all. Whoop, 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 whoop. I don't know what that was. Tough luck on that. We'll show it to you again, maybe. Anyway, Howard played that one very well, playing deep. The ball was thrown a little bit over Gilliam's head.
Third interception tonight for the Chargers. 1 minute and 40 seconds remain to be played. The clock is moving. John Hadel, 10-year veteran, will be very careful with that football. He has a good lead. He knows it. He'll give it to his most sure-handed back, and we'll find out which one it is right now. It's Montgomery. He drops the football. The Cardinals have recovered, I believe.
He may have. That's a good play off of your words, Frank, with that sure-handed one. Let's see what happens on this handoff. Looks like, I believe Montgomery just reached for it a little bit. Good move in there by Kruger to not give him much time to think about it. He just fumbled that thing, and the Cardinals now are right back in it.
Jamie Rivers was the one that popped Montgomery. They've called their play on the sideline. They won't huddle. They want to conserve time. 1 minute 14, the clock moving.
Good place to work. He's got man-to-man on that linebacker. Another fumble, but the Cardinals picked that one up.
Sid Edwards coming out of the backfield. Hart stops the clock with a timeout. He'll go over and talk to Bob Hallway. 1 minute and 2 seconds remain to be played. Wow.
A lot of action.
You know, considering the records of these two teams, St. Louis, of course, trails Washington. As we see that last play, they trail Washington and Dallas in their division. They have little chance to get back into it.
Ball did go to Sid Edwards, number 39. And that ball is fumbled right there. Picked up by Gray, number 85. A lot of wild razzmatazz. Jim's over there knowing one thing. He's got to get it in the end zone. Field goal won't help.
And as I started to mention, as Jim confers with Bob Hallway, San Diego trails Oakland. Oakland with a 6-1-2 record. And the Oakland Raiders football team, I'm sure, is watching this game tonight because they play San Diego next week in Oakland. But two teams who really are not going into the playoffs, they pretty well know that. They are playing their hearts out tonight.
They are. And you mentioned the game coming up Sunday. So far this year, Frank, 8 nights of Monday Night Football, 16 games, 12 times teams that have played on Monday night have won on the following Sunday. Only 4 times have they lost.
You know, one thing I think that, well, anyway, what made me think of it, you've got two teams here, as Frank mentioned, they're probably not going to get in the playoffs. I think that's one of the beautiful things about the game. These guys still play for the enjoyment. They play to win. Two good football teams.
Cardinals trailing 17 to 10. A minute and 2 seconds remain. Gilliam right, Gray left, Hart back. MacArthur Lane. Out of bounds, inside the 10-yard line, MacArthur Lane. And Jim Hart coolly drilling that ball to Lane. 6 receptions for MacArthur tonight, and he's had a big night. 54 yards on those 6 receptions. That time a pickup of 7 yards. 2nd down and 3. The ball resting on the 9-yard line of the Chargers. We have 57 seconds remaining to be played. Gray goes left. Out to the right is Gilliam. The Cardinals with 2 timeouts. The draw play to Edwards. Edwards to the 2. Good ball by Hart.
What a ball game. What a ball game.
Hart stops the clock. He'll go back now to Hallway.
This is really fun. Man, you know, it's been a good ball game. They've a lot of offense. You're getting right down to the end of it. Hart's going back over there again. Got him down to the 2-yard line. Then we've got to get this thing in. One more timeout, is that right, or 2 more?
1 timeout remaining for the Cardinals.
1 timeout remaining, okay. He's got 44 seconds left. He knows that he can run it one more time and stop it with a timeout. He also is not thinking about a field goal. I've got to get it in there. So the situation is this. It's 1st down on the 2. He has a more complete offense at his control than he would have in a situation without any timeouts, of course. So he can run or he can throw. These 2 big backs, I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't go right at him, Frank.
Right, he can still stop the clock one more time, but we were talking about these 2 teams who really, again, will probably not make the playoffs. They more than likely will not make the playoffs, but I know you've been in situations like this, Don. I have. There is no feeling in the world like it. On both teams, really. There is an electricity that is going on in that huddle that no one who's not played this game could ever know. On the 2-yard line, the stacked short yardage offense. Shivers is the deep man. Edwards and Hart. This is MacArthur Lane. He's backed up. Maybe a slight gain. The clock will move. 2 plays have been called in the huddle. This will be a pass play. If Hart does not use that other timeout, he'll have to, I guess, now.
He got him back in the huddle. Now he's going to call that timeout, I believe, Frank. I don't know what he's going to do. Yep, he called it.
Well, it doesn't really matter. We'll have the time.
I'd like to say this. You know, you go around the different leagues, different teams. I mean, and the fans I don't believe, appreciate the team for as much effort as they should. The teams out here playing, you got a good football game. As Frank mentioned, how can you explain the feeling of a situation like this unless you've been in the huddle? Fans have a way of identifying with teams, and they do place a lot of emphasis on that won and lost record, which is really unfortunate because here's a 40 group of guys on each team doing something they do very well. They have good talent, or they wouldn't be here. So the appreciation of the game can come from a lot of areas other than one loss. Unfortunately, that's the thing that pays the most dollars. And again, unfortunately, that's the thing that too many people place too much importance on.
And as we look at the clock, you saw the conversation between Jim Hart and his head coach, Bob Hallway. You can bet he's going to come back having called 2 plays. He will call 2 plays in the huddle. The first one wouldn't necessarily have to be a run. The second one definitely will be if they do not get into the end zone. Because he is out of timeouts. After this play, he will need to have the clock stopped. So it's all boiled down to this. 20 seconds remaining to be played in the game. The Chargers lead 17 to 10. It's 2nd down. The ball is on the 2-yard line. The big man gets the call. Edwards, Sid Edwards. Sid Edwards behind Wayne Mulligan, Clyde Williams, Herb Goody, hurdling for the touchdown.
Let's look at it again, and again, I don't think you can convince Sid Edwards that he's not going to be in the playoff. He's going for that touchdown. And look at that offensive line, move them out. Let's take a look at it again. Just straight in there. Zone blocking. Look at Babbage. Number 60 come in. Was that MacArthur Lane that fired in there? Great block by MacArthur Lane.
Bakken ties it up. Jim Bakken hits the conversion. It's all tied up, 17 apiece. Scoreboard clock with 17 seconds remaining. I like it. Two teams not going there, playing their hearts out.
Been fun. I've enjoyed it.
Well, I've had a collection philosophy.
Well, you need one.
Never did that on Eastern Parkway, Danny.
That's when you were playing quarterback.
Can I take a moment to thank our statistician, Jerry Kapstein, and our spotter, Don Eddington. What position did you play at Eastern Parkway, Howard?
They called me Crazy Legs.
They called him Crazy. What?
Jerry Levias is deep, along with Bryant Salter, as Jim Bakken sets the football up. The Chargers might possibly have one play after the kickoff return. Bakken checking out his alignment. There you see the situation. 5 plays on a 34-yard scoring drive after a recovery of a Mike Montgomery football. And believe me, an unhappy youngster is the outstanding rookie, Mike Montgomery. The onside kick attempt, this is just to make sure it's not run back, but it will give San Diego possibly 2 plays, maybe even 3.
Don't know whether I'd have done that.
I don't either.
Got them in pretty good position. Hadel's got to hit one pass now.
One
for
pass
10, 15 yards. They got 2 timeouts left.
So it's still not over. And Hadel will call timeout now because the clock would be started once the 2 teams were on the field and set.
I think that's one we can legitimately second guess, Dandy.
Yeah, I would say you kick it down there, you at least got a shot. They haven't really been doing that well on the returns. It's been, Levias has not gotten, I think, more than past the 20-yard line on return. Kicking teams for the Cardinals have done a super job. But again, it's not our business, man. That's theirs. Sure makes for an interesting ball game, though, don't it?
A good number on the scoreboard. 16 seconds remaining to be played as Hadel comes back to the conference with his head coach, Sid Gilman, who, by the way, there are only 2 other coaches active today in the game who have won more football games than Sid Gilman, Paul Brown, and Weed Eubank. Still excitement. Out to the left goes Garrison. Parks is to the right. You can bet it'll be in the air. Going for Parks, who slips and falls in front of Miller Farr. That play took 4 seconds on the scoreboard clock. Hadel, 19 of 27 tonight for 200 yards, 31 below his average per game this year. And he may well get it. "12 seconds. He needs a field goal. He has a kicker, Dennis Partee, who has kicked one from 52 yards this year. So he needs approximately 10 to 15 yards to have a good shot at winning this football game. Parks right, Garrison left. Garrison.
There goes that timeout.
Garrison to the 37, timeout San Diego.
5 seconds to go. Wow, man.
Wow.
Wowee. Yabba dabba doo. Look at him come down. Zipping on the inside, a turn-in route. Well thrown, well timed. And we'll see what Partee can do.
A good dramatic situation. Partee in the kind of situation George Blanda has been in with Oakland so many times over the past season and a half. Partee, whose place kicking was improved by his own admission, by instructions, coaching help from George Blanda, the great veteran, Father Time. Okay.
All right, he's hit on 125-yarder. He's kicking from the 45. Let's watch. It looks good. It is good. About that.
Look at that Hadel.
They're mobbing Partee.
Unbelievable. Partee is in there.
The game is over.
Just as the can goes on.
20 A great victory for the San Diego Chargers. These fans are going wild, and who can blame them? They've thirsted for victory ever since their great team of the early 60s that had Ernie Ladd, Earl Pazin, Ron Mix, Keith Lincoln, and Paul Lowe, and they feel that way again tonight. Look at Gilman going off, Frank.
You know, the happiest youngster there is Mike Montgomery, who fumbled the football, giving it to the Cardinals. They went in to go ahead, or rather to tie this game up. Now Partee has just hit 45 yards out. Unbelievable football game. Great performers. And the final score, the Chargers 20, the Cardinals 17. We'll return to San Diego Stadium in a moment.
Continental introduces a new mark. Continental Mark IV. For all of the 1970s, this will be the unique American car. And for 1972, a new Lincoln Continental. Standard equipment, automatic temperature control that holds interior climate within the comfort range you choose. Its tires are all-weather Michelin steel-belted radials. Its track, the widest in the world. Its ride, even smoother, more substantial than ever. And once again, unmistakably Continental. The Continentals, the final step up.
We've had some beauties this year. Watch the final play of this football game. Dennis Partee from the 40-yard line, 45-yard line. Watch the clock move. This is how it ended. The San Diego Chargers 20, the St. Louis Cardinals 17. Great pressure effort by Dennis Partee. And once again, our final score, San Diego 20, St. Louis 17. The executive producer of NFL Monday Night Football is Roone Arledge. Tonight's game is produced and directed by Chet Forty, co-produced by Dennis Lewin, co-directed by Don Ohlmeyer. Our associate director has been Lou Frederick. Technical directors, Bill Morris and John Broderick. This Saturday, ABC's Wide World of Sports will be seen at a special time, 2 p.m. Eastern Time, preceding our telecast of the USC-UCLA game. This Saturday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, it's Notre Dame at LSU. Next week, NFL football will travel to Atlanta, Georgia for the battle between the Green Bay Packers and the Atlanta Falcons. NFL football each Monday night at 9 Eastern Time. And this is Frank Gifford saying so long for Howard Cosell and Don Meredith from beautiful San Diego Stadium in San Diego, California. Their travel has been arranged through and a promotional fee paid by United Airlines, the airline chosen by 20 of the 26 pro teams.
Link suffers an attack of amnesia after a mugging and begins a